jazzed. We're jazzed. We're in a good mood. Do-do-do, do-do-do. So I'm jazzed. We're jazzed. We're in a good mood. Do-do-do, do-do-do. So I'm jazzed. We're jazzed. We're in a good mood. Do-do-do, do-do-do. So I'm jazzed. We're jazzed. We're in a good mood. Do-do-do, do-do-do.
Well, hello, good afternoon, technically, from down under. Good afternoon, Crooked and Oddball and Sai and Grace and Malaki. Lovely to see you. Hello, Banging. Hello, LH. Hello, Anybody. Hello, everybody over on Twitch, YouTube. How's it hanging? Hello, Relish and Elizabeth and Psychic. Hello, Psychic. Odd, Blarby, Costco Zampic, a pleasure as always. Hello, Emily. Hello, Dizzy. Hello, Darkwick. Hello, Gus, Aqua, Georgia, Fuzzy. Hello, everybody. Jamie. Good to see you, Gummy. A pleasure. Ginger. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are on this beautiful planet. Thank you so much for joining for yet another ad hoc live stream chat. Hello, hello, hello. Well, it seems the girlies all have better things to do this weekend. Hey, Sky. Good to see you, hun. Is ad hoc like hoc tour? No, Mary. No, no, they're different. Lovely to see you all. Chat, Chantal is a bit of a dud today, and Rosie, I don't know, when am I gonna see a carrot cake? Because we've been talking about carrot cake vlogs for a week now, and we still haven't seen one. We've got a community tab post from Rosie today that we're going to be reading, as well as watching a little bit of retro content, which is fun. So this is part of a series that I like to call Rosie on Rosie, because Rosie has done quite a bit of reaction content over on her channel, circa 2024, and I like to go back and rewatch it. She's done quite a bit. There are a couple of, I found one in particular that I'd like to watch together at some point in time, where Rosie is reacting to like a family vlogger, and I don't mess with family vloggers. I don't understand it. I don't see it. I don't like it as a general thing. But it's basically Rosie arguing that this couple who makes family content is creating fat fetishist content on their platforms. And it was interesting because I was listening to a bit of it this morning, and the things she was saying and how they directly apply to how Rosie and Remy also make content together is just really funny. So I've added that one to the list. And Rosie, by the way, if you're awake, don't worry about privating that one. I've got a copy. Also go to bed. Also, thank you for the super chat. Who was it? I'm so sorry. It was Sullivan. Thank you for the super chat, honey. Sullivan said, go to bed, Rosie. That's what made me think of it. And Jamie, thank you for the super chat. Jamie says, finish the QLR stream. Bowl of cheese was a lot. Mate. Yes. Yes, it was like a cartoonish bowl of cheese. It was a fondue. It was a lot. Costco Zempix says, Pulpy, can you recall what F as in Frank, X as in Mary came from with Rosie? Was it a makeup recommendation? I don't think so, no. I think she was reading something from the chat. I think she was either reading or trying to spell something from the chat. Oh, I can't remember though. I think I put it in the title of that of that rewatch. Of the reaction though. So maybe you could try that. I was cover FX Farrell. Oh my god. You know what? Don't ask me, ask chat. Chat will help. Farrell said it was cover FX. It was makeup. There you go. You guys were right. Anyway, we're going to get straight into this retro. So we're going to be reacting to Rosie reacts to retro Rosie. Rosie on Rosie. My first privated vlog and bully experiences a decade in review. So for those of you who didn't watch the first Rosie on Rosie, this is Rosie on Rosie again. This is 2024 Rosie reacting to 2014 Rosie, who was doing vlogs at the time. I have kind of skipped through a little bit of this. There's there's a little bit of high school talk, and there's a little bit of like bullying and ideations talk. So just FYI, we are discussing heavier topics today. If you're not in the mindset space to listen to any of that, fully understand, please take care of yourself. I hope everything's okay. Have a big cup of tea. But yeah, just an FYI, there are slightly heavier topics, no pun intended, while we're watching this one today, and we're going to get straight into it. So hi, my name's Zach. Lovely to meet you if you're new, and thank you very much for returning if you are coming back. I'm not a mental or physical healthcare professional, just a guy who lost some weight, talks about things on the internet, and watches way too much of too many people. Also not here to bully, shame, hate, harass, or humiliate, just here to talk about the produced and often not monetized content that we see on this platform, because it's all about what choices about what we say, choices about what we put on the internet. Choices. First of all, we're going to go over to Rosie's community tab, and we're going to read this from an hour ago. That's Rosie. Everybody say hi, Rosie. Everybody wave to Rosie, or Barry, I guess, if they're in here screenshotting. Quirky Love Rosie, 1 hour ago. Edited. The photo is to lighten the mood of this post at the direct request of my boyfriend. Lol. Well, this is very much poetry, Rosie voice. That's what's coming through today. I went back for this screenshot because I thought it was hilarious. Hey, friends. A few different things. I'm sorry for needing to end the live yesterday the way I did. I felt ill from people thinking it's okay to say disgusting things while I'm eating. Also, before last night/today, I didn't realize how burnt out I was. Oh, poor dear. I've been on edge the last couple of lives, and that's because I've been grinding as many lives as I could, while also prioritizing time with Remily. That being said, the multiple stresses in my life online and offline, RN right now, have made it to where I am also, do you know what, can I just say, I'm gonna go on a whole tirade. Ma'am, like, this is not you trying to send an SMS text message in 2004. Like, you can type out the word right now, or words right now. You can. We don't need to like, we are writing paragraphs here. We don't need to shorten every word. We also don't need to hit the word limit, but like, there's a happy medium in here. I'm just never happy, apparently. Reginald, thank you for the super chat, honey. Reginald said, I made about $100 selling my hobbies today. Oh, congratulations! Here is your body double fee, happily paid. Also gainfully employed. Reginald, congratulations. Chat, can we send some love to Reginald in the chat, please? Thank you for the super chat, honey, and congratulations on selling the hobbies. That's amazing. Congrats. That's awesome. Well done. Have made it to where I am not going to be able to go live and be in the headspace needed to have fun and vibe. I'm stressed about IRL stuff, and my heart is already heavy with the end of the trip around the corner. After this post, I'm going dark on socials for a bit. Most likely members' post next week will be cancelled. I'll update otherwise closer to Friday if needed. Reminder, up to two, why is that capitalized? Up to two cancellations per 4-week period is a part of my membership content. Spending this time with Lee is my priority. Girl, can we get a spell check on this? This situation with the pool is infuriating. And stressful for not just me, but my family. We are handling it and not asking for advice from strangers that don't know the details. Girl, it's not that deep. Just pay a professional. Regarding the goal I cannot fulfill due to this pool situation, completely out of my control, which is completely out of my control, we will be filming a video where I do Lee's makeup. Oh, that's fun. It will jump the queue of vlogs. I have been fanging for carrot cake. And I'll get it out ASAP. Goal is within a week. No promises on exact time frame. As Lee's goodbye. The truth is, both of us want to be offline this last stretch, but I was pushing to make it happen because I didn't want to disappoint anyone with the goals I had set out. If any one of you want to say anything for Lee to see in kindness towards us both, feel free to comment it below, and I and my mods and I, will pull it so I can include them in the video tomorrow. I'm the very best. I'm doing the very best I can. I'm sorry if you are genuinely disappointed. Make sure to check out memberships yet if you haven't yet. Is she riding this high? And want more content that includes my boyfriend. See you all on the flip side. And then there's a little bee emoji and a little sunflower emoji. And there's them. There's the happy couple. Not Poppy accidentally reading the subtext out loud. Very me, though. Very me. So, yeah, anyway, there's the happy couple. Apparently, we won't be seeing them this week, at least on live streams. We can be hopeful that we'll get a makeup stream. That'll be fun. Still really waiting on those carrot cake vlogs that we were told about 5 days ago, or 6 days ago. But I guess we'll just need to be patient. And in the meantime, there's always Retro Rosie, which is great. Oh dear. Anyway, we're gonna transition over to my dumb face, and then we're going to set up this retro reaction, which will this is an hour and 33 minutes. Again, as I said, this is 2024 Rosie reacting to 2014 Rosie. I like retros across the board. Oh, exactly, Teardrop. Hello, honey. With an H. With an H. And Polish, thank you for the super chat. Polish says, those are chicken feet. Oh, the claws. Thank you, honey. Yeah, we're gonna get straight into it. Like I was saying, I love a retro. I really do love a retro because we're all coming into watching these people from different points of view, from different perspectives, and having watched different pieces of content. So I specifically appreciate this format of content where Rosie's updating us about stories she was telling on the internet like a decade beforehand, because it just helps context. You know, it's context, and it's not cherry picking. It's the opposite of that. It's deep diving. So anyway, we're gonna get straight into it over here, and here we go.
Hi, welcome to me.
Hi.
I do want to add a trigger warning. The first video is a lot more lighthearted. The second video I react to is a little.
By the way, chat, just yell at me if the audio is bad, as always. You know
heavier.
How we
there
do.
Are some darker themes, so trigger warning for the topics of unalive, things like that, like self-unaliving, things like that. So just a heads up. This.
Also, I'm pretty sure all of these Rosie on Rosie moments are tummy timed. Did she take a break? So I know she. Do you know what? Never mind. We'll get to that if we get to that.
Second portion of this video, there's a lot more detailed depictions of bullying and things like that. This is going to be my first pre-recorded react I've done.
Okay, so above me is Rosie from 2024. Screen on the right of the screen, technically, my left, is 2014 Rosie.
A couple reaction live streams up until this point.
Hi, Clutter. Good to see you, honey.
But I just got this idea and I can't sleep, so I was like,
No, it's not Amber. That's not Amber. That's 2024 Rosie. Don't get confused. That's what I was going to say, Sky. Yeah, she did. It was over 11 hours of Rosie reacting to Mr. Snowflake's docu-series on Life by Jen after Jen had passed. And she was doing tummy time for the entire 11 hours. The thing that stopped me from saying it, Sky, was I was wondering whether or not there was any... Pardon me. I haven't actually watched it, right? So I don't know if there's much editing in it to know whether or not she got up off of the bed or if it was just 11 straight hours of, like, you know, no human breaks.
What? I'm just going to do this now. I'm going to at least do this first reaction.
Quirky Lynn Breed is back. Yeah. Hey, Lottie. Happy Sunday.
And talk a little bit. So for some context, yes, this is me on the screen. This video, I believe if I remember correctly, from what I just read, it was from July of 2014. This is my first YouTube vlog. So we're going to do Rosie reacts to Retro Rosie. First of all, we love alliteration. Second of all.
Okay, so that confirms something for me. I knew Rosie had been creating content for over a decade, right? But I didn't know whether or not it had been available on YouTube. And I'm still not sure whether or not all of this was publicly available at any one time. I know that she's told stories about like having different profiles and different profile names and stuff on YouTube. But when Rosie comes to the internet and complains about like the audience or like the general YouTube audience or the way anything YouTube functions, just keep in mind, Rosie here, this is 12 years ago, Rosie was uploading content to this platform. Rosie has a very, very long history of being on the internet in general, and in different like internet spaces and communities. But Rosie has been creating YouTube content since 2014. I understand she's most likely had big breaks in there and like it hasn't been consistent and obviously the platforms look different and blah, blah, blah. But like, don't ever forget that Rosie has been creating content for YouTube in vlog style formats for over a decade. So when she sits there and she's like, oh, I'm learning new editing skills, and I'm like, girl, we've been doing it since 2014. We should probably be a little bit quicker at putting a vlog together. Just saying. Hey TM, good to see you, honey. Fauntress, hello. Thank you so much for returning to the channel as a member. Enjoy your emojis. Hi, hi, hi.
I think this is gonna be really interesting. I'm going in blind. I think at some point I've rewatched these years ago, but I have not seen this in years. First of all, can we talk about how much I miss the ability to have long hair? Second of all, that was me with, I used to do like signature wing type makeup. This is actually.
Yeah, before Amber made it cool.
Pretty tame. In fact, I think I purposefully like calmed my makeup down because I didn't want to look too like intense in my first YouTube debut. I remember being so nervous. This was during the height of the r/fat people hate stuff. So let me actually show you something.
Okay.
I haven't scrolled down to the comments yet because I had to unlist this to film this. It will no longer.
My first shitty vlog. It got 2.8 thousand views. It was uploaded, okay, so 9/10 years apart. Yep, cool. It got 61 thumbs up. There you go.
Be unlisted. Comments yet because I had to unlist this to film this. It will no longer.
You had to unlist it to film it. What?
Be unlisted. And as
What?
you can see, this is 9 years ago.
You can private it and watch it yourself because it's your own channel. Okay, anyway. Never mind, that's confusing.
2.8 thousand.
Hey Quacky, good to see you, honey.
Views. The reality is probably about 2,000 of this was r/fat people hate, and I don't even know how to check for dislikes. Just scroll down to the comments for the first time, and there's some usernames I recognize and stuff. It looks like I deleted all of the hate because there's about 20 comments on this video.
Right.
And they were a lot of people being like they saw me from like the.
I mean, for her, even 2.8K on a 9-minute vlog is actually not terrible.
Body positive campaigns, the this, the that, but this was.
How did she end up with 50,000 subs? And like, I know there are live streams where she's got like hundreds of thousands of views on them, but that's the vertical format. We've had that conversation quite a lot, but I just don't. The numbers have never made a lot of sense for Quirkles. Alice, thank you for the super chat, honey. Alice says, glad you're here. I almost had to feel my feelings. Oh, honey, you should feel your feelings. I hope everything's okay. My kids all have hand, foot, and mouth. Oh, I'm sorry, hun. I'm doing my evening tidying and waiting to start feeling sick. I hope you don't feel sick, hun. Fingers and toes. I know that. No, I'm not trying to be funny, but just hope everything's okay. Thank you for the super chat, love. Oh, I'm so sorry. And Jenny Long, hello. Thank you for returning to the channel. Enjoy your emojis, love.
Was from 9 years ago. And we're going to get into this. I'm
excited.
I'm nervous, man. I won't lie to you.
Excited.
I'm nervous. I think what I want to do, yeah. I'm going to make my current face bigger than my previous face.
Just a reminder, this isn't a live stream. This is this is an uploaded video. There was meant to be editing here, but I don't think there was.
The other format is what I tend to do when I do the live reactions to other people's content.
I'm actually really nervous. Rosie's Tummy Time, great name, by the way. I have been working on my Amberlynn Reid vocal fry.
Content.
Oh my god, you guys.
But I think I think this is how I want to do it. Because sometimes, y'all know, I'm expressive as hell. And I am filming this off of a much older, like, Lenovo ThinkBook laptop. So the quality...
Quirky Moments, thank you for being here for a month, honey. I hope you're well. Quirky says, did you ever make the strawberry vinaigrette? No, I have been sidestepping that quite a bit. I don't have fresh strawberries. I'm out of cottage cheese, and I'm avoidant. And at this point in time, I've forgotten the recipe. So I will do it. I just think it's going to be awful. Thank you, Quirky.
Visually is definitely better on my iPhone.
I know you voted. I know I owe it to you guys. We will do it. We will.
iPhone. But we're here.
I just don't want to waste a perfectly good strawberry. What was it? Cottage cheese, strawberry, balsamic glaze. I'm going to have to go back and watch it. Fuck, I don't even know where it is. Okay, chat, all right, if anyone has access to the Discord, we will have to find the recipe and put it in there so I can pin it and remember. Wow, Voodoo. There was ranch powder in there, wasn't it? Oh, she did use frozen strawberries. Oh, don't waste food. See, that's the thing Needful thing is. I want to make it so that it's just like just a small portion. Like if I just use one strawberry and then make it that way. But I want to do it on stream because I think that's fun. No, there weren't grapes. Was it ranch? Was it it was strawberries, ranch, mustard. Did she put honey in it? Cottage cheese, balsamic. I think that was it. I'm pretty sure that was it. Maybe, we'll just have to wait for her to come live again and we'll ask her. Actually, Rosie, you're probably awake and watching this right now. Can you just do us a favor? Can you jump over to your community tab post and can you just write out that bullshit strawberry balsamic, like, dressing concoction you made? Can you just put that in the community post and then I'll see it and then that'd be great. That'd be really helpful. Thank you.
Nervous to watch this. This is from, like, a period of my life I don't remember, like, because of the trauma, because of
the concussions.
This is before my concussions.
Yeah, it is.
Like, this is crazy.
See, Ash said it. Please don't waste the ingredients to make this mess. Maybe I will get all the ingredients and I'll make 2 different things. Because, like, a honey mustard dressing is its own thing, and a strawberry balsamic vinaigrette is also its own thing. And the cottage cheese... Actually, 3 things, because you could do, like, a whipped cottage cheese with ranch. Like, with all of those ingredients, you can make 3 different dressings.
So, the title, I don't think I've even addressed the title. So, I titled it My First Shitty Vlog with an exclamation point. Because I guess that was just me being self-conscious. Because I was just so nervous about being bad at YouTube. Also, I remember this dress. I loved this dress so much. It was like a gorgeous corally orange tank maxi dress. Oh, I was so sad when it, like, was too fucked up to keep wearing. And I think I filmed this. I had this, like, HD webcam that I think my ex sent to me either at the beginning of us talking or, like, yeah, it was well before we met in person. But he sent it to me so we could, like, because...
Has she met all of her partners online? Outside of Corby... And maybe Nutty Jeff, because Nutty Jeff was an in the family situation. What, has she met, like, all of her partners online? I guess so.
We would Skype all day, every day. I don't know who I'm going to mention in this video. I don't know what I'm going to talk about.
It's really hard as well, because she talks about, like, the 8-year relationship, and then there's the stalker person who was also 8 years. Is that right? I don't know. Like, that web needs untangling. I do not understand.
Probably just like a more general intro But okay, let's do this.
Hello, my name is
Kendra, I think maybe in a different situation though.
Rosie, and
Oh my god, Rosie! It's baby Rosie!
I post a lot on Instagram.
That voice, I masking who was she? I didn't know her.
And I'm
I mean, okay, sure.
a person on the internet that's there, and so I decided that I wanted to make YouTube videos.
I've said this before and I will say it again. When you first start creating content, you are very, very self-conscious. Well, at least I was. I won't speak for Rosie because I don't think she does that. For me, I was very self-conscious about the way I sounded, the way I was talking, and all of that. And very, very quickly, I realized, well, specifically in the live stream eras, I realized that, like, just say the words. Think about them, but you can just say the words. It's okay.
I really only have a high definition shitty webcam for video making, and what's on my computer? You know,
She does. I mean, to be fair, she does sound almost identical to her now. She's got a little bit more bass in her voice now, I think. But yeah, she sounds pretty much the same.
This is painful.
except when she's as animated as she can be. Like this.
Somebody who's been a part of the YouTube community since I was 15, 16, 2006, 2007, started watching Shane Dawson.
I'm so sorry. Hi, repent for my sins.
And went and fell, and then after, watching Shane.
I would be so much happier to watch the vlog without her reaction. I think she should have just played this once through and then gone back. Because it's only 9 minutes. Like, it's fine. She turns 9 minutes into an hour and a half somehow. Oh no, she's got multiple videos. Never mind. Never mind.
Dawson, I just kind of fell into the rabbit hole that is the YouTube community that I love and adore and I'm a part of. And I've never made a video before. So.
Oh my god, look. Okay, so I have this
Glam, please say hi to your dog though.
I have this problem when I wear makeup. I'm not crying. My eyes are just watering. How did I not notice that? How did I still post? Oh my god. I'm embarrassing.
I decided that I'm just going to go ahead and do it. You know what? Screw it. I'm 22 years old. I have always wanted to.
How old was I?
You said 22.
Have I been rounding my age wrong?
Do you know how old you are?
22 years old.
In 2014, I was 22? I was born in 91, right?
Is Rosie 35? Rosie's 35 this year. Okay. I mean, it's math.
I was 22? Things happened when I was younger. Shit.
I have always wanted to participate in this community, so I'm going to start doing it. Even if it's me looking crazy with a webcam.
Jeez, the insecurity is popping.
Well, I'm going to see where this takes me, because...
Is she... Well, you know what? Props to baby Rosie. She's actually sitting up.
It took you a long time
Snaps.
to really get there. I wasn't ready. It's like, that's so clear to me. I wasn't ready for this. Like,
I want to create videos. The direction or channel or really what exactly I want to do, I don't know. I know that I want to talk. I want to rant. I want to talk and promote body positivity, which I already do.
I got some news for you, bestie.
Oh God, take us back to 2014. Somehow baby Rosie is a little more sufferable.
Got some news
on other websites.
Me a decade ago would have had an aneurysm in 2024, Rosie. Let's be so real.
Like Instagram.
Is that blood clotting? Oh no, she means like stress. Okay, never mind.
Quirky Love Rose, which is where I'm pretty sure 90% of people watching this video will be from there anyway.
She is so annoying. Hey, live feedies.
But I digress.
I wish. I wish that had been the case. I wish.
I just want to be a part of this. It's weird. I've like slowly been like making 15-second videos and like getting used to like looking at myself in the camera like without even recording, just kind of, so maybe it's a little creepy, but just kind of like staring at myself.
Oh baby, I remember that. Oh, why am I getting emotional already?
Because you're performative. Just gonna call a spade here.
Yeah. I've talked in the past about how, like, things that I did to, like, build my self-esteem. This is, like, in the beginning of that journey. Already
Oh my gosh, she sounds like Crystal era Amber. She does,
we're
Demi.
crying.
She does.
Kind of getting used to making a connection. And that's what I want to do. I want to connect, and which is why
This must have been, like,
Can you let yourself get 3 words out, please?
this must have been right around the time, like, Snapchat era Rosie was happening, I would think. I think some of my friends might remember better than I will, honestly.
I love the internet, and I love video making, and not knowing anything that I'm doing. Just like, I don't know anything about makeup, and I'm trying to teach myself how to do that. Or
This is the beginning of my makeup era. Yeah, and that checks out with the way my eyeliner looks.
you know, I really, at this point, I'm going to try to keep this video not too terribly long. Really, I just wanted to kind of introduce myself, make this.
Has there been a single job cut? I don't think so. I might have done a straight upload.
Girl, like this fucking reaction. It's an hour and 33 minutes of no edit.
Yeah, I think I played around with editing, I think, after this video, and that is like, I had like Windows Movie Maker, okay? I didn't have much to work with.
First video, get over
2026 editing Rosie shaking in her boots.
that hump that I've literally just sat and stared at
Literally.
for 3, 4, 5 years at this point.
Modern Rosie, I'm gonna say right now, baby Rosie is a little bit more likable in all of this.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah, this girl wasn't editing.
Of just my fear of not wanting to overcome something that I know would benefit me and that I would love to do. So that's why I'm talking.
It's really weird. Okay, so as someone who is very conscious of like first making content versus now, right? Baby Pulpy versus modern Pulpy, very, very different in terms of like comfortability when it comes to talking on camera. She sounds the same. Like this run here, this cadence that she has going on sounds like modern day Rosie. And for the longest time, I couldn't quite place. Like, I know that Rosie's performative and she has a very like specific way of speaking when she's speaking about particular topics. And it took me a while to figure out that like it was the theater kid. Like that's what it was. It's a thing where like when she wants to emphasize like a particular point, she'll repeat the point a second time in a like slightly softer, slightly lower like like tone. There's little things that it's very clear she took drama classes. But it's weird because I wasn't expecting it from like Rosie's first upload. I thought that it would be a little bit more like controlled, but she sounds exactly the same. It's actually crazy.
Something that I know would benefit me and that I would love to do. So that's why I'm talking to this camera right now, because I
had no idea what was coming in my life. This is hard.
Christina, not yet.
This is a lot for me.
Christina, I'm sorry. If you want, we can go watch Rosie perform karaoke.
So, yeah.
No, exactly, ripped. Yeah, that's about
This was,
confidence.
like, before, yeah. I was like still processing my religious trauma.
Oh, for God's sake, you still are. You literally.
Yeah. Oh wow, this is like a lot for me to think about. Just like what I've experienced in the past 9 years is like.
Not theatre kid in tone, improv kid in the yes and approach to diagnoses.
Monumentally overwhelming.
That's a read. That's
say
a read.
these different things here, in different posts about, just attached to a selfie or whatever, just what I'm thinking that day. And I think it's time that, I might have to script them. I don't know. This is totally offhand me right now. And I hope that I get to really say what I want to say. And
Is she in the family home here in 2014? Is that the same cupboard behind her?
And I feel like the best platform for that is with my mouth, because I can only type so much before my fingers just fall off. So, by the way, I'm not crying. My eyes are really sensitive and annoying, and they just randomly water, and it's stupid.
We don't really see that modern day, do we? Maybe it was the makeup.
There's gonna be awkward jump cuts in this video because I don't know what to do.
I knew how to edit a jump cut, but I couldn't jump
Oh, Georgia Beatport. Okay.
cut a fucking cough. Okay. Girl.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to jump cut. Shit. So before I end this video, I do want to leave with a message. That message being, over everything else, you need to love yourself.
It's a good message. It's a good message. You do need to love yourself. You need to love you. Look, I used to always say you need to love yourself enough to change, because boy howdy were the girlies inspirational back in the day.
While having empathy and compassion for those around you.
She told no lies.
I'm kind of just gonna vlog, you know, I'm gonna just say what I have to say, talk about what I'm gonna talk about.
Rosie Lynn Reed for real. Honestly, comrade. Honestly.
Be who I want to be. And over everything else, this is
It's so interesting, and it's such like a sliding doors moment. Like, imagine the world. Imagine the world if Rosie had kicked off instead of Amber. Like, similar ages, similar content, I guess, at least at the beginning. Just imagine. Just imagine if the tables had turned. If it, you know, the other girl had really gotten the fame. Who knows? Who knows?
Just
awkward angle. It's not working. It's not working. So stay true. So
that ink looks so fresh.
Kendra.
That must have been not
Rosie thinks about that all the time. Do you think so? Possibly.
long before this vlog that I got that.
that's what my tattoo says.
I guess, like, Amber kind of created a lot more consistent content for YouTube, I suppose, and didn't just off and on the YouTube. And Rosie created, Rosie, according to her, got groomed into feederism. So
Stay true.
different paths, you know?
And that's truthfully why I got that, is that no matter who I want to be, I will be staying true. I will be staying true to my core
Okay.
and staying true to my core beliefs.
Baby Rosie, you're putting the cart before the horse here. This is your first vlog. This is such strange energy for a first vlog. You guys, regardless of what happens in the future and how hot and popular I become, I'm always going to be me. You know, I'm always going to be one of you. Just...
Love, equality, and happiness.
Okay, work. Love that.
Those are truthfully the three things I want out of life.
Hey,
I want to love myself. I want to love my friends. I want to love my family. I want everyone to have equal opportunity and equal love. And I want happiness. And however I find that, and however you find that for yourself.
Yeah.
And
this is a very positive message.
that's kind of what I live my life by.
Now we just get yelled at. Now we just get told we're fucking awful people and harassers and stalkers and bullies and very different energy.
And whatever that might mean at whatever age.
Not thank you, Miss America.
In whatever part of my life, wherever I am, whomever I'm with.
And world peace.
Family, friends, relationships. The core thing being love, quality, happiness. And,
beautiful. Love, quality, happiness. Let's get that on a cross stitch.
and that's oversimplifying it, of course, you know, obviously.
What is this Miss World?
But really,
It's kind of crazy how much I've changed and how much I'm so very much the same.
I hope with
The preening is growing crazy. I definitely used to do that, and a lot more. I think I still do, but especially with the long hair, just the like. I was very much that.
this channel, I'll be able to document.
Now we're very much just laid up on our front in bed. I still don't understand the way this physics works. Does she have a waterbed? Maybe that's what it is.
Lifestyle changes, health changes,
Waterbed?
medical issues, mental issues, really talk about the things that honestly are treated so much like a taboo. Things that are treated so much like just a taboo topic, like, the stigmatization of bipolar, the
So yeah, for context, in case people don't know, if you're newer subscribers, this was well before I knew about my bipolar being a misdiagnosis. So I did not know what CPTSD was. At this time, I had not had conversations about it was not too long after this time period. But
Are you sure? Are you sure?
I think it might have been the following year.
Okay.
Might have even been at the end of this year. Like, it might, again, it's like I'm trying to remember when those conversations happened. I don't think I even did I?
Yeah, made up timeline check, I suppose.
God, I fucking hate having a bad memory.
Uh-huh.
It was around this time, but I think even
maybe you should keep a journal. Maybe that would help. I would keep a journal.
God, I'm trying to remember. If I didn't already know that I had PTSD in this moment, I was going to find out not long after.
Right.
And there was a period of time where I thought it was both, because obviously you can have PTSD or CPTSD and be bipolar, right?
Obviously.
But
I don't know, but sure.
It took some time to like fully understand that I did not have bipolar disorder. No, like, nothing against it. It was a misdiagnosis at the age of 16 for me. So if there's any mention of that in any of this reaction content, I'll keep reminding y'all that that was a misdiagnosis.
Sure.
Mental health issues in general, and the fact that people still think that it's not real. And, a lot of us here on the internet come here to kind of group together and feel safe and accepted because there's so many people in this world who just don't even.
Oh, dear.
I think one of the reasons I'm feeling so emotional about this
because we're on camera.
Is it's just reminding me of like the core of how I got into body positivity, the core of like why I loved it, the parts of it that were good. Like this was like peak body positivity community era. Like this time period, like there wasn't a lot of drama. It wasn't for the money. The corporate shills hadn't figured out how to corporate shill yet. There was just a lot of education, support, and love, and positive reinforcement, and it was a different world than what it turned into. Like, even before I left, that switch started happening around 2016, 17, with the likes of Meghan Trainor and Tess Holiday, and just like certain people just
the commercialization of the body positivity community. Yeah, the body positivity community definitely started out and definitely didn't have anyone in there who was trying to take advantage of people. Definitely.
Really bastardized.
Definitely, because definitely every online like larger community and organization definitely never has people in it who ultimately see ways to benefit from others. Definitely. That's never happened in an online or otherwise community ever. You guys.
The community aspects and then the real surgence of like fat acceptance within the body positivity spaces. Like, yeah, I might be romanticizing a little bit too in my memory, but like I'm hearing myself like highlighting the best parts of it, the things that made me fall in love with myself in the sense of having a sense of self-love for the first time. I was still trying to figure it out in this period. But yeah, this is emotional.
Who just think you are crazy when you're not. When you're dealing with things that are truthfully just.
Lottie has a note. CPTSD only became a diagnosis in 2018 with the release of the ICD-11, and USA took a lot longer to begin recognizing it because they rely more on the DSM. Don't think she was diagnosed in 2016. I mean, she needs a girdle. She needs a girdle. She needs to. I mean, it's not even that important, the whole conversation about the misdiagnosis about bipolar versus whether or not it was CPTSD, because Rosie herself has said she's been in and out of of therapy and mental health diagnoses since she was, what did she say, 10, I think? So at this point in time, I wouldn't even believe a timeline if it was laid out correctly.
Like utter
Because it's also Rosie.
hell, and no one else can see it but yourself. That's a lonely feeling. And having that what feels like that burden of being by yourself when you're not. You are not alone. You're never alone. There's always someone somewhere who understands where you're coming from.
Scarlet Crush says, do Australians say gurnal instead of journal? Yes. No, we don't, Scarlet. No, it's a bit. It's a joke from me.
They may
But it is fun to trick people sometimes.
not 100% get your perspective on every detail in your life or in the world, but they can understand where you're coming from. There is someone who will understand your pain, who will get what that emotion is and can empathize with you. And
why do you need that from strangers on the internet? Both of you. Both of you. Both baby and modern Rosie. Why? No. Just engage with your real life, please.
can help support you.
Australia's real? Yes.
You're never alone. You're never alone. And these are the kind of things that I want to talk about, that I want to give advice on. Do what I say. Don't do what I do. Do what I say. Because what I say.
Oh, she's tickled herself pink.
That was wild. Say it's right. I may not do what I say. You know that.
Oh, this is so millennial coded. It hurts.
Anyway.
So Amber Lynn code.
Yeah. I hope
It's crazy.
that maybe one day I'll upgrade to an actual camera.
One day, smartphones are really gonna catch up, bitch.
That'll be cool. And my hair not looking so ratchet. That'd be cool too.
That's a word I shouldn't have used.
And one day maybe have more of a direction and understanding of what I want to do. Right now I'm kind of just going to put up random things that maybe want to talk about my life, vent about stupid customers, about at my current location of a job that I'm not going to disclose here on the YouTubes. Or
I still say the YouTubes. That's funny.
maybe talk about makeup, do reviews, from an amateur plus size girl perspective, talking about body positivity, overweight issues, medical issues, health, whatever.
I'm so glad I didn't get into that at this stage. What's so interesting is, like, I know for a fact at this point, not to bring her up, but I think it's important, I guess. At this point, I didn't know who ALR was. And that's something that's been in the back of my head as I'm watching this. I'll be honest.
Yeah, how Amber coded this all is? Yeah, absolutely.
So that's just interesting.
I've lived a long life at this point.
I didn't know about that side of YouTube. Like, this was 100% organic.
2 years, it's a pretty decent chunk of time. I think I have
Reacting to me lying.
something to offer, and that's fine here. So I hope to have fun. That's what I'm here for. And regardless, I hope everyone watching has a wonderful day, a wonderful night, and stay true.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
There's Tiny Blue. There's Tiny Blue up in the recommended. It's the second square it.
Wow.
And Mr. Snowflake by 2. Shout out.
All right. Give me just a second. All right. So I'm going to jump forward. There's more videos. And honestly, I may end up reacting to more of these.
I wish you would. I wish you'd put out the old stuff. That'd be great. That'd be a hoot.
But I just discovered that there's a way for me to see the likes versus dislikes ratio. And it's kind of crazy. All my current content is in like the 90s and 80s percentile. And I get to these and it's like 55%, 26%, 38%, 53%, 35%, 38%. Because I was dislike bombed by r/rap people hate. That's crazy.
Man.
But I want to go ahead and react to this one's called My Schooling Experience.
Alrighty.
This is gonna probably be like really intense, honestly. Because
Okay.
this is gonna come from a place of a better memory too. Like I'm gonna remember it better. from telling it in the perspective of 2014. This was back, so in September, so it was like a few months later I uploaded this video. So let's go, I guess.
Dummy. I mean, it kind of did, yeah. Also, chat, if you're having a good time, feel free to hit the like button. Give it a high five. I hope you're having a great weekend.
Right. Okay. So it looks like I got a bit of a haircut in that time. Still had longer hair, but yeah, the length I had it at in that video is like the longest I really ever kept it at that point.
Also, we're sitting up.
I remember that chevron blanket back there. Yeah. See, look, I'm wearing a sanctuary tie-dye dress, like fucking almost 10 years ago. I don't, obviously I don't have this exact one anymore, but I've been wearing these for years.
Hello. So, I kind of been having this like inner monologue today. And so I decided, I was like, I think I want to record myself talking about this. Because it was a very big part of my life. And I think that what I've decided to do is I think I want to make a bunch of videos about, you know, different sections of my life, where I've come from, what I've experienced. So I can just get it out in the universe and it'll help me like
Therapy?
really let it go.
Therapy.
And I think that these are experiences that I can share for others to see
Sure.
that would really benefit maybe people going through the same things, or who have felt the same things, or who have experienced them.
I'm going to step in before the stories are told and say a lot of what Rosie's going to discuss here will probably benefit from in-person friends, family, support networks, and quite possibly therapy. Needful Thingies, thank you so much for being here, honey. I hope you're having a great weekend. Thank you for gifting 5 channel memberships. Welcome back, everyone. Enjoy your emojis. And please make sure you thank the lovely Needful Thingies for the gifts. Thank you, hon. Good to see you today.
So today's video, I'm actually kind of nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel the pit in my stomach. Like, this is close to home. Because today, what I wanted to talk about, high school. Well, actually, schooling and going through public school, and what that did for my life. So if I am crying in this video, don't be surprised.
I think I do cry. I don't think it was crazy, but I think I do like tear up.
As I'm sure you're gonna be aware,
Y'all see me cry.
Jamie, honestly.
wasn't.
The interesting thing is, like, I am of a similar age as Rosie, right? Like, I understand that we generally, like, came up with the internet. We had easy access to socialization and quick connections and, like, all of that stuff alongside the internet. And it was the wild, wild west growing up, right? Like, there's so much more technology now, but one of the things that I think people don't realize as, like, a very particular age demographic with that technology, like, the conversation around, like, socializing on the internet and how that became, I don't know whether or not it's like a conversation about dopamine or serotonin or whatever, but like the ability to socialize and communicate with people became instantaneous, right? Like, it wasn't limited to just the people in your geographic location. It became literally anybody, right? And that only kind of increased with, and that's a bigger conversation about, like, parasocial behavior increasing with things like YouTube and content and social media in general. But like the weird thing with Rosie is that I don't know whether or not she realizes that so many of us had, like, very similar situations. And I guess as we age and as we mature, at least for myself, I'm able to reflect and be like, oh, wait, there are points in time in my life where I have, like, deprioritized. No. What's the negative of prioritized? Anyway, there are points in my life when I have focused a lot less on, like, engaging with the real world. And when you kind of mature past that, you realize that, like, oh, hey, you're missing, like, a whole wide world out there because you are so, like, the digital element of life is so much easier to access. And I know that it's easier to access kind of across the board now, but it hits very differently when you're, like, a teenager or a young adult, for instance.
A positive experience for me. But I was born in Michigan, and I went to I started public school in first grade,
We're getting a history lesson with Rosie. I love this.
and
Deprioritized is a valid word. I'll take it. Thank you, Voodoo.
I was homeschooled for kindergarten.
Okay, Michigan?
A positive experience for me. But I was born in Michigan, and I went to I started public school in first grade, and I was homeschooled for kindergarten technically. And my sister was homeschooled for a lot longer, but then we did end up going to public school. So I went to this elementary school from first grade to second grade, and I was actually kind of almost popular. You know, I had a lot of friends. I was very bubbly. I actually, you know, I have positive memories. I don't remember being bullied. Maybe I had mean things said to me in the playground or whatever, but I really don't remember much.
The preening is too much. Oh my God. Ugh.
From Michigan at all.
Bash Moon. I see you.
Because I do have a lot of repressed memories that I suffer from different, you know, aspects that have happened, and I tend to take bad things and suppress them. And you know, I even had like moments of almost like a panic attack where I've had a repressed memory come up and startled the hell out of me because I've had.
Yeah, that was something that did happen a lot throughout my early 20s, which is interesting. I feel like
it should be discussed with a professional.
I haven't had that experience in a long time. Which is nice because those are alarming when they happen. Absolutely.
You know, I've had issues with that in the past, but either way. So during that time, it was all right. Like it was just me being a kid and me dealing with what I dealt with up to the age of 9, which there was a few things that happened, but that's a different video.
We are jumping around timelines, but sure.
And
we're getting a schooling history with Rosie.
We moved to.
I'm surprised at the level that I'm like not trauma dumping for 2014 me.
She does a lot more in modern day.
In this portion. That was a level of restraint I didn't think I had back then.
Georgia in 2000.
She does not have it now.
Like end of 2000, beginning of 2001 in December. And so we started school.
I think we did move in December of 99. I think it was something I used to struggle to remember a lot. I think that's what it was because I couldn't remember if it was December of 99 or 2000 that we moved.
Well, here, I was in the 4th grade, and the first few weeks, months, I don't know how long exactly, I wasn't happy about being here. I didn't want to leave my friends. I didn't like
I was pissed. I wasn't just happy. I was pissed.
Prospect of being here, and unfortunately, my child self made the very horrible decision of alienating myself.
Yeah, I was mad. Like I was so young. I didn't know better. I didn't understand what I was doing, but I was just like, I did not handle the adjustment well. It was such a massive change. We had like a 3-day road trip from Michigan to Georgia.
Okay, so this was Georgia. Got it. 2014 Rosie, Georgia.
With like 3 cats and 3 kids. And it was like, we had this like gigantic, like 15-seat passenger van. So if I remember right.
It's pretty lush.
Maybe because I remember a lot of the time we didn't have a third bench. But I think maybe for the move we did, because I think for the move we each had our own bench that we basically got to like lay on and stuff. Because I know I have a lot of memories all of a sudden coming back up of like being frustrated that we no longer had the third bench. Something happened to it, I think.
I'm sorry. You're moving in a bus. What?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like we had a 15-passenger seat capacity van
for 5 people and 3 cats,
and for a family of 5.
That's insane.
I don't remember like the reasoning for that or how that happened, but it did give a lot more space for the move.
I imagine so. I
wonder if we.
What do you mean you don't care about the third bench, Voodoo?
I wonder if I'm conflating memories actually, because I know we had a green minivan. I guess I'd have to ask my parents which because I'm sure they would remember which.
Who the fuck cares? Let baby Rosie talk.
Car we moved down in.
Who cares?
I just don't remember. I don't know. I might edit a lot of that out.
Which kind of set me up for the rest of my public school career. I think if I had been more friendly when I first got here, I could have at least had some friends.
I did kind of quickly realize that like, oh, I'm going to be here now and I'd like to make some friends. At that point, I had kind of just come off as like standoffish, and I wasn't like bullying people, but I was just
Okay, that might be a little bit of telling on yourself, though. that might be a little bit of telling on yourself.
It's like angry and not being
Right.
pleasant, you know, because I mean, it's just interesting thinking now from the perspective of everything I've learned about myself and just knowing about neurodivergency and knowing like how much I did struggle with change and like how I didn't even understand that that's the experience I was having, you know, like as in the perspective of my child self.
As maybe being the friendly, funny, fat kid or whatever that a lot of people may go through, but that's not what happened to me. I pretty much alienated myself, and once I realized that I was staying here and I wasn't going home and I had accepted that fact, it was too late. There was one girl from elementary school, like the early stages on, and there's another girl who later on was a friend to me. Megan
Okay.
was like my only.
I had like accidentally said her full name and I didn't know how to properly edit that, so I guess that's what I settled on.
Friend in elementary school at that point.
Sure. Voodoo, thank you for the super chat. Love Voodoo says that we've seen her and Lee and Levi. We know she's a boy. Thank you for the super chat, honey.
And we actually ended up working together when I worked at Target for a few months, and we've talked about that, and it was really cool to reconnect with her. And she was
Target was my first real job period ever. It was a seasonal job.
Did you do the mannequins? Because Anna would have been mad at you.
I reconnected with a couple people that I had gone to high school with, but we weren't really friends in high school. We ended up being friends for some time.
Cool.
Because like we would have like what we called like random dance parties. Well, because when you worked at Target, if you weren't actively checking someone out, you had to like walk to the end of the cashier line and just kind of stand there and wait for the next person. So when we would both be doing that and like they were playing the overhead music, they were just like, one of us would yell random dance party and we'd just start dancing.
God, that's so quick. It's like a flash mob. Rika, thank you. Super chat. Rika says it's 10 p.m. where I'm at, so I'm going to say good evening. Good evening, Rika. Have a fabulous night. Stay cool, drink your water. Thank you, honey. Rest well. Thank you for the super chat. I hope you have a lovely weekend.
I like that aspect of it. I liked parts of that job. I hated the management, and they also like so that was like in 2010. So we did that, and then like they basically would hire people for the holidays, and then by January they let go of like literally almost everyone they hired. So I was hired for a seasonal position, and then that was when I ended up briefly working at Zaxby's, and that kind of ignited my like deep love for Zaxby's for such a long time. And then within a few months from that was when I got my first, what I call my like first big girl job. And I think that happened in early 2012, because between the seasonal job and the Zaxby's job, there was like a decent amount of time where I was just like unemployed and
bloody honestly
didn't really know what to do. And
in the era before TikTok and all,
that was like when my relationship happened. At the time,
oh wait, hold on, what was that?
I was just like unemployed and didn't really know what to do. And that was like when my relationship happened.
There was a relationship somewhere between 2012 and 2014.
At the time I was like really struggling to find work, and I was physically really I was younger, so I had more stamina and stuff, but physically wise, like I was limited on like how much I could be on my feet and stuff. Like I didn't last long at Zaxby's. Like I'm really glad I found that the timing of how all that happened was really good, because I was like, well, maybe I can stay part-time a little bit at Zaxby's for a bit. But as soon as they found out I got another job, they were just like, it's probably best for you to just go do that, because I was physically really struggling with being on my feet. I did a lot of like, I did back of house and front of house. My favorite part was when I got to do the salad prep, because I'm like good with prepping food, right? So I would just like.
I disagree. I disagree, but sure.
Like stand there and chop heads and heads of lettuce and cabbage and all that,
Right.
and do all that kind of like all the food prep. That was the position I enjoyed the most doing. But again, it was really hard on my feet, and I don't think I even knew about accommodation options, and I don't think they tended to care to do that kind of thing in those types of positions.
Right.
She stuck up for me sometimes, but generally speaking,
oh no, the lips are out of sync, Chad. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it.
A majority did not like me, and I will take responsibility, but I was a fourth grader. I was a child, and I made.
Well, so were they though, right? Wait, she is talking about classmates here.
She stuck up for me sometimes, but generally speaking, majority did not like me, and
Right.
I will take responsibility, but I was a fourth grader, I was a child, and I made a stupid decision. But that started the ball rolling of the bullying. That's when it really started. And I used to get pulled out of class constantly to be with the counselor. I was always with in every school I went to from that point on. I knew the counselor on a very personal basis.
Aha.
That's putting it lightly.
And
Would you like to go further in depth?
we
Oh my god.
guys, I'm gonna warn you, this is gonna be a really long video.
It's fine. Rosie, let it play.
Yeah, I'm
Damn it.
very nervous. Clearly, I'm like playing with my hair, and yeah, that was cringe.
But
Watch Rosie cringe for an hour.
I am still really nervous. I've never been nervous before doing this. Okay. And I was very emotional as a child. I would cry at the drop of the hat, which is why I was targeted so much, as well as they got that visceral reaction they were looking for from me.
She is gassing herself up here.
In that period of my life, I had some stuff going on, and I had realizations of things that had happened to me when I was much younger, and a lot of repression of those situations because I wasn't talking about them. I hadn't told anyone. And I read a lot. In fourth grade, I had an above college rating level. I got tested once we moved here, and it was off the charts.
I think it was like the star testing. They I do remember like it was off the charts. Was just like I think they had like 13.9 plus, which just meant like that's what that meant. Like that was the highest level, and it didn't read beyond that.
Okay, go. Okay.
Yeah.
What are we reading now though? Chat, I am so in this next book of Dungeon Crawler Carl. I have read like 40% in 3 days. It's crazy. So good.
And
then I'm gonna need something else to read after this. I'm thinking like a high fantasy. Something real meaty.
In hindsight,
it might be Mistborn. Because I've read Mistborn before, but I also know that there's a million books, so it might be Mistborn.
I see how me reading was essentially like a dissociative coping skill. It's just kind of interesting how like the invention of the smartphone really kind of did shift that for me. And then of course post concussions and stuff, I struggle with the comprehension to complete books and read books the way that I once did, and it actually like makes me really sad. Like,
okay,
because I miss that.
Which Dungeon Crawler column? The Ruin one. I think it's book 6. It's Inevitable Ruin. The Inevitable Ruin. One of them. Yeah, they're on the 9th floor. It's very good.
I miss that feeling of like escaping into another world like that. It was like such an important part of my childhood.
And I don't say that to brag. It was just true. I was an absolute book nerd. I read every single Babysitter Club book. I read all books I could get my hands on. Like my favorites were Babysitter Club, the like American Diaries, the women and children and whomever, like in different historical periods, their diaries, and just all.
There's something to do with the dolls.
All these different types of books.
Those fiction books, to be clear.
Harry Potter, all of it.
R.I.P. when Harry Potter was not tainted by the evil
Ella. Thank you. Yes.
author at hand, but I digress.
And books with my friends. And then I hit middle school. And so at that point, the schools were split off, and one person.
Yeah, I was going to ask Demi. Those seem like age-appropriate books. What was she talking about? 13.5 on the star reading charts. What does that mean?
One school, one went to the other. I'm gonna try to mute out names. I already said one in this video. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to edit it out or not, but
not related to the American Girl dolls. Okay. Thank you, Martha. Sorry, thank you, Martha Stewart's chickens. Thank you, honey. I appreciate it.
Whatever.
Thank you for educating an Australian today. I appreciate it.
I'm gonna at least last names. I'm gonna go with first name basis. But I hit middle school, and so I thought it might be
I thought Babysitters Clubs were like the same level as Goosebumps and stuff. They were all like in that Scholastic band, right? Animorphs, Goosebumps, Babysitters. There was something else there. They're all okay. I thought they were age appropriate when we were like 8.
a fresh
8?
start, but it wasn't much at all. During middle school, I was friends with a few different people. people that
Oh yeah, Hardy Boys, Nancy Drew. Yeah. Yes.
ended up really being friends. People, you know, I was at a point where I would be friends with anyone who would talk to me.
Okay.
This is gonna be hard.
Yeah, well, because you keep pausing.
Ended up really being friends.
Right.
People, you know, I was at a point where I would be friends with anyone who would talk to me.
Okay.
This is gonna be hard.
And treat me, you know, at least with some type of kindness, because I really didn't get that. You know, I was made fun of for my weight, and things that branched off from my weight. I dealt with depression from a very young age. I've been
At least the
Gigi, I thought so.
age of 9.
in and out of therapy since I was 10 years old.
Okay, so that story hasn't changed. So the therapy has existed on and off since 10.
And basically, middle school was just a bunch of middle school bullshit. You know, I was in and out of the office, the counselor's office. I was still very emotional. As I got older, I did get better about not, you know, breaking into tears, sobbing, needing to leave the classroom, needing to do whatever. And it was difficult. It was very difficult. But, you know, a lot of people deal with bullying. I was never very physically bullied, which was nice. You know, I didn't have to worry about, like, you know, head and toilet, being punched, you know, the more physical stuff. It was just a lot of words, a lot of backstabbing, people pretending to be my friends. One of the favorites, both in middle and high school, where
He really hasn't moved past the buddy troll stuff, huh? Yeah.
you know, the jocks or the football players would come up and ask me out, but it was a clear, like, trap, trying to make fun of me, trying to hurt me.
I remember the first time that happened. That memory just popped up. I remember the kid. I remember his name. I was sitting at the lunch table in middle school,
Let's sake.
and he walked up to me and he asked me out. And I looked at him, and I remember I was just the, like, genuine confusion. I was like, and then I saw his face break a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay. And that, like, soul crushing feeling, and then it was just relentless from there out. I don't remember how I reacted fully. I don't remember if I had a strong emotional reaction or not. But it was a very common occurrence, and it's just like, it does something to you when people treat the concept of the
Right, so at this point in time, Rosie's 33, reflecting on middle school. I beg the therapy to return, please.
possibility of you being attractive as a joke.
Uh-huh.
It just fucks with you.
And just being very mean. And there was actually one time in middle school, this dude, I don't remember his name, we were passing notes, because this is before cell phones. We were passing notes, and he asked me to go to a concert with him, and he actually seemed sincere, and I was very confused. And I was very Mormon at the time, and it was like for some metal thing, so I just kind of used that as an excuse to get out of it, because I couldn't trust it. And then, you know, because he seemed like he was actually trying to be nice. But then we went to my next class in the science room, and he was making fun of me in front of the whole class. So,
Like, yeah, these exchanges happened.
Honestly, Foxy, yeah. I mean, like, I think this is extremely relatable, right? Like, for whatever reason, I'm sure that the large majority of people have experienced not great situations during their schooling years. But at this point in time, we are in our mid-30s. We are responsible for ourselves. And let's unpack this with therapy if we're still, like, affected by it.
I turned him down. The bell rang. We went to the next class that we both happened to have together. I walk into that room, and then he's like just full on showboating, making fun of me. But he didn't. I remember specifically, like, he didn't talk about what was going on in the note. He didn't, like, pretend, like, he didn't mention asking me out, like, but he was making fun of me in other ways. And I kept that part to myself, if I remember right. Frankly, because I just was afraid. I was like, I think if I remember right, like, I was afraid people wouldn't believe me. Right.
so we'll take it either way. It could have been a joke, could have not been. I don't know. I really don't know. In 8th grade,
Mary.
I lost 40 pounds on Atkins, and then
40? I remember.
Girl, imagine being, like, I can't. Oh, God. The way I am so grateful to myself for being able to... Firstly, thank you to me. Just realized how that sounded. I am very, very grateful that I was able to unpack so much of my own like childhood stuff without dumping it on the internet twice. Twice. Here, both. I think baby Rosie's approach to this is a lot more straightforward, at least. Because modern Rosie is just like still caught up about this. Modern Rosie isn't sitting there being like, yeah, processed all of that, managed to move on. Like, baby Rosie at 22 was still dealing with the fucking childhood bullying of middle school or whatever. But fortunately, as a 33-year-old person now, I've been able to unpack all of that. It doesn't affect me anymore. Like, it is just a memory. I didn't have a great time. But like, that is not the case here. For me, at least, I reflect back on like being a bigger kid and being like having fucking slurs yelled at you when you're 12 walking down the street from a car, or being like egged when you're 15 because, again, slurs. Like, girl, you gotta let it go. You really gotta let it go. It's awful that it happens in the first place, and it absolutely shouldn't, but you really can't. It obviously, your past does affect your present, but like, unpack that all and let it be in the past, because my god.
Atkins, and then an
40? I remember it being 50. Have I conflated that over time, or was I wrong in this video?
Oh, what was that?
40? I remember it being 50.
Oh, pounds? Okay. Oh, this is where she was talking about the Atkins diet, sorry.
Have I conflated that over time,
Honestly, Ella, no, you can't. And you're just miserable if you do.
or
Like,
was I wrong in this video?
and if all you do is sit in it for like 20 years and consider how terrible life was 20 years ago, you just miss the rest of it. Like, and that's why I think it's interesting, because with Rosie, I was about to say, like, it's interesting that we know a lot of stories, and specifically here, we're obviously talking about childhood, so it's evident that she's got things to say. But it feels like what I have watched of Rosie and what I know of Rosie, I feel like very similarly to Chantal, there's just like a big chunk of time missing. Like, it seems like between this version of Rosie in 2014 and modern day Rosie now, or maybe even Rosie from like 2 or 3 years ago, because she was creating content and sharing stuff then, it just feels like I don't know any stories of like Rosie's late 20s or like mid to late 20s or mid 20s to early 30s even. Like, it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of anything in there, but maybe I'm missing stuff.
I actually don't know. It has to be 50.
Lotion.
I don't know.
argument with my mom deterred me, and I gave up and went back to regular eating habits. I was actually very dedicated during that time. I took my lunch to school every day, had my set meals, and I had been doing it for a while. And I actually remember very vividly, they had put a picture of me on like the class website that they were setting up for a project, and I saw my face and I became terrified because I saw how much thinner I had become, and it scared me.
What?
I think that's the first time I ever experienced body dysmorphia.
It genuinely terrified me.
Okay.
I became scared, and that was one of the first times when I really realized and had the instance that this was protecting me from the outside world.
Oh god, why did we not unpack this with a therapist at any point in time?
Protecting me from being hurt again. So it was, I started struggling.
That was me resetting my emotions. Yeah.
Going with the weight loss, and I started struggling with the changes, and I started trying to combat them. Like, I was putting too many condiments on my food. I was slowly.
And I said that because the argument I had with my mom was over Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. I remember it so fucking vividly, eating grilled chicken breast and my mom getting so pissed that I was like using a not low carb sauce with my food, and it like being a waste of money and it being not worth it. And me finally, like, I was like, preteen, teenage, and just like, well, fine, then we just won't. Family
therapy for y'all. Alos, thank you for the super chat, honey. Alos says she can't let a bully lose. It feels sort of sad. I mean, and it can, Alos, it continues to this day. Like, trauma, mama. Thank you for the super chat, love.
Do it at all. And then she was like, okay. And then I stopped.
This is giving, like, that's too much spaghetti, Amber.
At all. And then she was like, okay. And then I stopped, gained all my weight back plus more. It was just like,
Right, so you're blaming your mother and her condiment control on regaining weight. Okay, interesting.
but I mean,
Condiment control.
I was a kid. We didn't know. I should have been doing Atkins to begin with.
Sabotaging myself to where it got an argument with my mom and I just threw up my hands. I was like, fine, whatever, then I won't do it. I won't waste the money, whatever the argument was.
There you go.
And I was, 12, 13 in 8th grade? Maybe 14? I have no idea. But up until then, I had pretty decent grades, and I had teachers who were very understanding of the different situations. And I was intelligent. I am intelligent. I'm not stupid. But moving into,
that was a big insecurity of mine for a long time. I can't remember the last time I've said something like that, because I finally have accepted and known that as a part of like who I am. You know, I used to say that phrasing a lot as like, I guess a sense of self-reassurance, you know.
to my freshman year was when I started having issues with my grades, because it got to a point where every day I was trying to figure out a way to get out of going back.
Mama Bear says, did she do these just to enjoy listening to herself talk? To be entirely honest, I love this idea of being able to reflect back on like thoughts you had from 10 years ago. I think that this is a really like fun, interesting idea, but it's mostly interesting because for me, at least as an outsider, right, I think it's interesting to compare and contrast, and like 2014 Rosie versus 2024 Rosie. She can say until the end of time that she's grown, she's worked on things, she's done whatever. But in the way that like Rosie is talking to the camera and presenting like concepts and telling stories and stuff like that, I don't necessarily see the growth or the change or any of that. Like so much of what she's talking about now, modern Rosie, 2024 Rosie, is jumping on and talking about it as if it is still affecting her. I.e. condiment control and middle school bullying. But I mean, who knows?
Every day. I hated getting out of bed. I hated being alive. I hated myself.
Like I said, chat at the start of the stream, warning, heavy topics ahead.
I hated the world. I hated everything, and I just wanted it to end. And it was during high school. There was a time where I did, I don't talk about this because no one knows it, but I did attempt. And a phone call saved my life.
Have I talked about this publicly?
I don't know, you talked about it on YouTube 12 years ago.
Since then? I don't know.
One time I was sitting there staring at a bottle of pills. And she called me and just wanted to see how I was doing. And
I remember specifically what she said. She said, "Are you okay?" It was the first thing she said to me. I remember the person. I remember the moment. I remember my home phone ringing. I remember it. I don't remember the pills, but I was so on the fence, and like the moment where I was about to just have like a fuck it moment was when the phone rang.
I just snapped out of whatever episode I was having, and thankfully I was too much of a coward to try to do anything again, because
I don't love that phrasing, but yeah,
I'm so thankful to be here and to see where my life is gone. But in high school, there was a lot of people, very specifically the football players, people's names that I will never forget for the things that they did to me. The teacher who openly made fun of me in Spanish class.
I've shared that story many times. I'm assuming I've done it on YouTube so far. I wonder how much in detail I'm gonna go, because I will expand, because fuck that bitch. You know what? Fuck you, Miss. You know what? Fuck you, Miss Nunez. You suck.
Not Miss Nunez.
And took sentences from other kids bullying me and translating them into Spanish as part of the lesson.
Man, at that point, that still hurt. Now I'm just like, fuck you, you old croony ass bitch.
I'll never
Wow. All right.
forget the words said to me walking down the hallways, and I will never forget the games that were invented to torment me.
We have jumped topics here very quickly and with very little exploration, but it's all right. We're watching older content.
Before past me continues, I want to expand on the teacher thing because literally fuck that bitch. Because not only did she do that, not only was she just like a mean woman. Like I ended up
Rosie, maybe Rosie has a thing with teachers because she's talking about this lady the same as she is Remy's professor.
reconnecting with other students who I didn't even realize. Like I think she would.
I'm sorry, what was that?
That bitch. Because not only did she do that, not only was she just like a mean woman. Like I ended up reconnecting with other students who I didn't even realize. Like I think she was just one of those like pick me teachers because I think she liked a lot of the male students, but
Okay.
she would like hone in and pick on like a lot of female students. And something else that happened, one of the kids that bullied me a lot, for one of the lessons that we did in the Spanish class, we had to like draw
Okay, sorry.
a picture and I guess like do a presentation using I guess certain words or phrasings in Spanish or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And when it came time for him to do his presentation, he showed a picture, and at the time I had a crush on a guy that people made fun of me a lot for.
Oh, fuck's sake.
And it wasn't actually a guy that I've mentioned in the past. Like there was this guy I had like a crush on for 5 years, but whenever he and
Okay.
I had a falling out, so this was roughly around like 10th, 11th grade, for me. He gave this presentation to this other person who was a nerdy football player, and he like drew this guy, input the jersey number, did like these like random little things. Like I think I remember there being like a broken heart, like some random shit. And then the part that was like really fucked up was he like went out of his way to make him black, so like just sprinkled on some racism in there. And then that's in response to that, like with the whole class laughing about it, the whole nine. And I'm just sitting there feeling so small. This bit.
What? I'm lost in this story. Sorry, chat.
Hangs that drawing in the hallway. And at some point I walk into that hallway, either I don't know if it was out of that classroom or a different classroom, but that the memory that I can't ever get out of my fucking head is walking down that specific hallway where like all the language classes were and the language arts were, and seeing the crowd of students around that fucking photo that he drew, that drawing that he drew, and like laughing, like the richer kids taking pictures on their fucking like sidekicks and early iPhones and shit. Like it was so fucked up that happened. And then I went to her and I begged her to take it down. And
wait, what? I'm sorry, I missed it. What did the picture have to do with you? What?
She had this smug ass look on her face and she just refused, and she made it clear I would be in trouble if I took it down. And so I didn't take it down immediately because I knew that it would look like I did it. But eventually I got so fucking angry that when like I think I got myself excused from a class, and I went into that hallway at some point when like there was no one there, and I tore that shit down and ripped it up and threw it away because that was fucking psychological abuse. That shit was evil.
The way you told this story, the picture had nothing to do with you, except it was of a guy you had a crush on for 5 years? Oh no, not a guy you had a crush on for 5 years, someone else. With a broken heart. And apparently that was psychological warfare. Okay.
Shit was evil.
Right.
The fact that people like that can be teachers, it's fucking insane. I'm gonna go back a little bit because I feel like I said a couple other things here.
Walking down the hallways, and I will never forget the games that were invented to torment me. I'll never forget the actions done to target me.
Man,
Same.
was still hurting from that at this point.
Okay. Have we changed, Rosie?
At this point, I would say I feel like I've really processed this part of my trauma story. Like at this point, like this is a drop in the bucket compared to other shit I've experienced, right? Because this video was made like around the time that stuff was happening.
Yeah, Lottie, I'm thinking there was a lot of assuming going on there. Yes.
Experience, right? Because this video was made like around the time that stuff was happening, but I don't think the height of it had happened yet in terms of like the r/fat people hate, to be specific.
But I will forgive them, and I'll forgive myself for blaming myself for so long.
Voodoo.
I will remember that these were people in high school where some may not have matured, and some may be people who are fueled with some of the other hatred that I do get from grown adults. But I know now who I am. And in a
Who I was meant to be.
way,
She loves Rent, I can tell.
I
Actually, I'm pretty sure she said she loves Rent.
kind of thank these people.
Okay.
Because I don't
Fuck them bitches.
Yeah, I know. Modern Rosie's got a lot of anger. Full stop.
think I could ever be as strong as I am. Or have as much gratitude for life that I have now. If I hadn't been dealt the cards that I have been dealt. That any person with any type of adversity in their life, whether it is weight, eating disorders, depression, bipolar,
PTSD,
anorexia,
PTSD,
bulimia, self-harm, depression, I already said depression, but being medical disorders, diseases, cancer, whatever your ailment, your trauma.
Yeah, okay, right. Lots of trauma talk.
Whatever it is.
Okay, if I said the word trauma, I must have known a little bit about it then. I think this was definitely before my trauma specialized treatment, before I had a much fuller understanding of my trauma.
And that happened.
But if I'm using the word trauma, that means I had a little bit of education around the topic at this point.
Taking that adversity and taking those concerns and turning them to make yourself into a better person, that's the best thing you can do for yourself.
Modern Rosie's so serious.
And I believe I'm a product of that.
Okay.
I'm going to kind of go back on track now because I kind of went on a side note there, but
Sounds like Foodie during Cuba. No, she sounds like Foodie when Foodie first started out as well.
When I was 15.
Actually, no, to be fair, Foodie never went on this, Foodie never really took this angle of, positivity and her audience. This is very, Amber coded. Yulia, thank you for the super chat, honey. Yulia says, how is present Rosie more insufferable? Mate, I don't know how to tell you. Aren't people supposed to grow up? Yes. Yeah, I think that the thing with modern Rosie is she... And maybe past Rosie didn't have this personality quirk. But modern Rosie definitely wants to tell you that she has been bullied, she has been hated, that people have poor opinions of her, that people are critical, that people are fatphobic, that people are blah, 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 blah. But she wants to tell you specifically how that victimizes her and why other people are wrong and how Rosie is a better person because she doesn't partake in those things. That's part of the issue with modern Rosie, I think, is that she wants to be able to sit there and say, people should be sympathetic towards me. People who have critical opinions of me, bully me, harass me, whatever, they're all evil. You need to agree with me because of that. And therefore you need to like me. I don't know if that's regression or what that is, but Rosie can't let things go. She just hasn't, and it just seems really hard for Rosie to just let them,
I believe, my personal opinion, and this was not given to me by a doctor, I do believe that the environmental issues that have happened from being a very young child, through the severe bullying, through the different things that happened to me, my bipolar was very prematurely triggered. It's not.
Again, as a diagnosed, knowing what I know now, I think I had a mental break. I think the accumulation of all the unchecked trauma caused a snap in me, in a sense. I kind of just snapped. I lost control.
not normal for a 15-year-old to start showing symptoms of being bipolar because generally adolescents are moody. There was a year where up until this point, I had kind of just taken it. I kept to myself. I may have retorted a few things or tried to, but to no avail. I snapped. I was done.
Yep.
During that time, I did a 180-degree bitch slap across someone's face. That was
I'll let myself finish. Because
Assault?
I will go into detail about the story if I don't do it here.
probably the most satisfying moment of my life. I'm not even gonna lie. This kid had constantly made fun of me and tormented me, and he was directly behind me,
Siphon, I see you, honey. Everybody say hi to Siphon. Enjoy your wine.
and he was still going on as he had been the entire science class. And I was done. I was
I'm sorry.
Because I will go into detail about the story if I don't do it here.
probably the most satisfying moment of my life. I'm not even gonna lie. This kid had constantly made fun of me and tormented me, and he was directly behind me, and he was still going on as he had been the entire science class. And I was done. I was so done. I didn't care anymore, and I took my hand, turned around, full 180, direct impact across his face, and
Yeah, so just to kind of go into slightly more detail, basically
Oh,
for the entirety, like this science teacher was the kind of teacher who would just like give out worksheets, and he was a teacher solely to be a coach. He didn't give a shit about teaching. He picked a random topic, he taught it. So he
I don't know if that's how high school works, but okay.
I think he got fired for giving the sports players grades they didn't deserve, if I remember correctly.
Oh, sure.
My high school was a fucking shit show. That's a whole other topic for another day.
I don't know. So far, you've told us about your science teacher and your Spanish teacher.
But so there was just like a lot of free reign because he didn't care. He didn't do anything ever. So in this class specifically, I just would deal with a lot of like the relentless shit. And this kid, his name was Spencer. He was really short and really fat too. Like he was fat too, but he had friends, and he was like, again, he kind of hit that like fat funny marker for a lot of people.
What's that?
But he was really
What's the fat funny marker?
shitty to me because that was the popular in thing to do.
Right.
And he was going, and then the bell rang, and I got up to leave, and he was right behind me, and he was still going, like he wouldn't shut up. And so without thinking about it, with just out of fucking nowhere, I had no frame of reference. I did a complete 180 with my hand with like, and it landed direct across his face.
Right.
One of the highlights of high school for me.
Weird way to see it as a 33-year-old, honestly, but okay.
I turned around and I just smiled. I had this like smug ass look on my face. I remember I was just like, it was just like, that was the most satisfying moment.
Is this what got your books locked up? Is this what got you grounded, Rosie?
Moment for me, truly. I walked away and I thought, I'm gonna get ISS and I'm okay with it. And that's exactly what happened.
What's ISS? What?
ISS
You got International Space Station?
is in school suspension, in case you're not
Oh, okay. Sorry, not familiar with the acronym.
familiar with that terminology.
No.
And I
I thought it was space.
actually really liked ISS because people left me alone in there.
Right.
It was quiet. I just got to read and do my homework. I really liked ISS.
Okay. Right. Thank you, chat. You're all much more familiar. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
walking. Got 2 days of ISS, and it was so
All teachers are anime/JRPG villains in Rosie's world. And she's the main character.
worth it. It was worth it.
A decade later, I feel the same way.
Every second of it. 'Cause I also was by myself. I didn't have to talk to people for 2 days. So
Fucking Oracle here.
Raven Simonier, indeed, except it's your own life. Yeah, again, I do find this kind of bizarre that as a mid-30-year-old, you don't reflect back on that and think like, oh, I kind of regret that. Like, that probably wasn't the best choice. I was definitely like, I was at the end of my rope and I'm not proud of it, but this is what happened. But the way she tells it, she's fucking giddy about fucking hitting someone. That's crazy.
not sorry. When I was in elementary school,
That's what I mean. Like, she's got the same energy about the story when she was 22 versus when she was 32 or whatever. Crazy.
kind of like beat up on this kid for a second.
Oh yeah, there was this football player. We were in the bleachers in the gym for some reason. Like, there was a ton of kids there. I think it might have been like some kind of rally thing, and there was another girl there. I don't remember the verbals that led up to this, but
The verbals.
I pummeled him. Like, I was just like hitting him.
Go! You have a history of, like, physically assaulting your classmates? This is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy.
It was like, those are like the 2 times I physically lashed out. That was in the 6th grade. And, oh, he got
Right, so 6th grade, you would have been, what, like 11, 12? And then at 15. I don't know, girl. This is... I don't know if twice makes a pattern. I don't know nothing about anything, but...
so much shit because he got beat up by a girl, and that girl was me. Because again, it was just like, my bullying experiences were so constant. Like, I can't even begin to fully convey that to you guys. Like, those that know, right? And like, I've talked with people.
Those that know what?
Well, even I would say backwards in like 2022, I remember like there was this girl, we're no longer connected because she was saying some really like gross opinions on her Instagram story, so I removed her. But before then,
Okay.
she and I connected, and she shared stories with me because, you know, at this point, this memory I'm about to say was repressed, but she told me that one, she kind of just like validated, like, yeah, I saw, she was in our high school for like a year or two while I was there too. And she validated the fact of like, yeah, you know, and a lot of people have validated like, yeah, you know, the bullying you experienced was another level comparatively. Like, there was just a lot of unchecked shit with the adults that ran our high school, but I would say I was like the outcast of the outcasts is kind of the best way to explain that. And she shared a memory with me that she witnessed. And when she told me the story, I had that, I think this is probably one of the last times I had a repressed memory come back up. And it was very, very jarring. Because there was a time that I was pantsed in the hallway, and
Oh.
they almost like I was able to catch it in time, but it was like those, one of those things where I was pantsed and they almost showed me like nude. That was not the only time I had something that was close to
Not okay.
like an, I don't know if there was just some times where there was like kind of a, I'm going to censor myself a little bit here, a little bit of like a actual harm where, like, you know, being pants to the point of like nudity in a hallway, like that would have been very traumatic. And in fact, what happened was so upsetting. Until she shared that memory with me, I did not remember it. And then all of a sudden I remembered like the color of underwear I was wearing that day. I remembered the moment I remembered seeing her across the hall. Like, that was the part that was crazy, is I remembered her standing there in her cheerleader uniform. And she like told me her recount of that, because she was never mean to me directly at all, but we never really interacted either.
At any point in time, did the parents get involved? Did that counselor you were like familiar with like get involved? This is all a lot. This is all a lot.
But she like told me about it, and like how at the time she wasn't happy about it or whatever. And you know, and then there was like, because the other time that I think of it related to that moment was the time where I was like in the hallway, and this kid who was in,
Because high school for Rosie would have been like the early 2000s. Or the mid 2000s, like pre 2010, right? She's a couple of years younger than me. Yeah, so like but pre 2010. That's like that's we're not talking about like the, not that any of it that was acceptable at any point in time, but like we're not talking about like it was 50 years ago.
front of me suddenly like dropped down and like started grinding on me like in a way that I never would have wanted to be a part of. And I physically pushed him down to get him off me. Like, and I think that happened in front of the assistant principal office, and they did nothing. Nothing was ever done. And my school was one of those schools that touted the like zero bullying tolerance and shit, and it was all for fucking show. And I mentioned earlier in this video the games, and I think I mentioned it in the past, the games when like I taught myself how to read and walk in the hallway, and that was one of my coping skills of like when I didn't have friends, when I didn't have people to talk to travel in packs essentially, because that was prime time when I was alone and move like in movement to the next classes and stuff. Like, that was prime time for people to do shit like call me like a lot of different names. In fact, I think at some point, maybe on Snapchat or in another way, I shared the stories about like being called Free Willy, things like that. And that was why someone or someone's hashtagged free, I think it was hashtag Free Willy. or it was some reference to whales, and spammed on Instagram. Like after I posted my first
Oh.
ever bikini photo, spammed hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of posts of me in a bikini with the hashtag Free Willy on it over and over and over and over. And that shit, the amount of dehumanization I dealt with throughout childhood was immense. My family didn't have the
Sullivan, I have absolutely no idea. It's a good question.
means to move somewhere else. I don't know if there was an option. I mean, my parents didn't have the ability to drive me to and from schools outside of a district. I had to also deal with the bus and shit that happened on the bus.
What happened on the bus?
To and from school. So I was dealing with levels of nausea in the morning.
Oh, from the bus. She gets nauseous on a bus?
And from anxiety, that a lot of mornings I couldn't win the fight with the nausea because of the immense amount of it's like, I feel like bullying is almost like a light word for what I experienced. Like the intense amount of dehumanization that I experienced on a day-to-day basis. Like the time this girl walked up to me when I was waiting to get on the bus to go home one day, she
true, Lottie, actually true.
pinched my butt, and I jumped and turned around as she ran away screaming, I touched it. I touched it. It.
Wait, on the bus?
It.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. We've got... obviously a lot has happened. Fully acknowledged. Have we unpacked this in therapy?
Nothing major, but
Because, like, the internet is not therapy. Don't know how many times I need to say it.
cried. He got more ISS than me for bullying me. So that was nice, but I believe those were the only times I had physical contacts. Like, and the rest were just words. I have had more than one teacher who was not on my side. Generally, I was kind of a brown noser, I won't lie. But I had great connections with a lot of my teachers. And I really liked them a lot. But
well, not the science teacher or the Spanish teacher, though.
like I said, that Spanish teacher, she's the main reason why I despise Spanish. I hate it.
And I think she purposefully failed me out and did not try to help me. I had to end up, that was one of the things.
Hey, well, that's valid. That's valid.
She's the main reason why I despise Spanish. I hate it.
And I think she purposefully failed me out and did not.
Coloca, I'm not sure, actually. That's a good question. I don't know about the timeline there. I think she finished in 2011. I don't really know. I'm bad at timelines. Don't ask me about dates.
But I had great connections with a lot of my teachers. And I really
I don't know. Yeah, that screenshot was from 2015 on the Instagram, but maybe that was her sharing the picture in 2015. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. What? And then putting it up on her reaction here at 2023, 2022. Maybe.
I like them a lot. But like I said, that Spanish teacher, she's the main reason why I despise Spanish. I hate it.
And I think she purposefully failed me out and did not try to help me. I had to end up, that was one of the things I had to end up retaking at some point. And one of the things that attributed to me eventually, I don't know if I'm going to say it here, but eventually getting my GED. There was other parts of it too. I basically flunked out my freshman year due to the extreme depression and just other stuff going on in my life and because my school life was so unstable. My home life wasn't fantastic. The only true reprise I ever felt was at church. And then around the age of 15, around these high school years, was when I started having kind of that wake up and that realization that, oh wait, these people aren't really my friends either. They are obligated to treat me a certain way.
Is that where the religious trauma came from?
Based on our religious convictions. And that was hard.
Right.
Because by the time I was 18, I had to basically completely start from scratch. I had to completely just start from the beginning with an entirely new life. And I think that's why there was that kind of lost year, the year that I was 19, 2011 was Yeah.
Rosie's told the story about getting her GED like a couple of different ways now, I think.
I was lost. I was floating.
Because I thought she said that she'd like it was a tech school, and then it was also a not tech school, so she had the option to go like a traditional route or a tech route, and she kept flip-flopping in her last couple of years, and it meant she was graduating like without the credit she needed, so she would have to like redo a year or something. She also spoke like there was also a conversation about like special education and stuff at some point in time. That every story is told slightly differently. It is hard to keep track.
And as a lesson, not as a culture or language, obviously. But I also have difficulty learning foreign languages, so it was just difficult all around.
I used to believe I was cursed. I used to believe that, like,
I mean, Lisa, that's true. That's very, very true.
I was just cursed, and there was no way I could learn another language. I think it's just like a learning disability kind of thing.
I started really fighting back, getting in people's faces, yelling at people, shutting them down, and so I gained this reputation.
I went into like kind of a bulldog mode after I snapped.
There's a reputation of being a bitch, and I feel people's anger towards me and feel their drive to bully me more in a lot of ways, because I wasn't taking the shit anymore.
True. It also did make people a little more afraid of me, so it was kind of a catch-22.
I mean, girl, you told 2 stories about like punching and slapping people, so
I wasn't backing down.
There's also that, I suppose.
I was done. I was so done. And
I had been very much like doormat-ish before that. So yeah.
And my mood swings were out of control. And there were times where I believe I overly assumed situations, being a young adolescent, undiagnosed bipolar teenager.
A traumatized teenager.
Where I did overreact and yell at people who didn't deserve it. And
that is true.
To be fair, that continues to this day, but it's on the internet.
Look back on that and see that now. And I do see a lot of mistakes that I made with some of the people who did try to be my friends. And there's one particular person that, throughout my entire high school career, I had a really like deep crush on for a long time. And I ended up alienating him away. And very recently we reconnected and started talking and kind of like cleared the air.
He and I are still like on a friendly texting basis occasionally. We talked for a bit like last year more regularly. We haven't really kept in communication. He's a chill dude. He's off living his life. But there was also like a whole side saga of how all that went down. That's crazy. It's not worth getting into in this video, but it was just crazy because of like who I was. That no one believed me, and this was before I could like easily get screenshots and photos of things to show proof that like someone was actively lying and demonizing me and told me they were going to do it to like literally take my friend away from me because they were.
Oh my God, girl. The way we are talking about it, we have not unpacked this. We have not accepted that this is all in the past.
An insecure girlfriend of his, like, she was wild.
Right.
Like, that whole, and then it ended up playing out, and
teenagers being dramatic. Oh my goodness.
Then he was like, yeah, sorry, I didn't believe you, kind of a thing.
And it was kind of a breath of fresh air. And I was like, oh, I got to say what I wanted to tell him because I saw how much I had done wrong that at the time I just couldn't see. And I saw, how
hyper codependence, to elaborate on that, I feel like what I did was I relied on him way too much for emotional support. I put way too much pressure on him in ways that I did not understand and that I had been able to unpack and realize in therapy. And I felt awful because I realized that I had not treated him in ways that were fair or ways that a good friend would, and that I was toxic towards him because I was just kind of spewing my untreated mental illness and trauma on those around me. And that took a long time to really work on and figure out for myself.
So I'd been, I just like shat all over him.
Not so like Remy.
Because of how much I was shit on. And I didn't see it. I didn't realize it because
I'm loving
hurt people. I've always said it.
Loving how like I'll say things and then I unpause it. I literally will say almost exactly what I just said.
Yeah, it's almost like you're basically the same person.
That shows a level of consistency with me that
it also shows a lack of growth. Shows a lack of growth.
I deeply value as someone who feels like I've definitely struggled with consistency a lot in my life.
I wasn't doing it overtly. I wasn't doing it on purpose, but you know, I really had just never really had someone, especially of the opposite gender, treat me with compassion. And anyway, there was a lot of specifics that I think I may not even get into. I'm already at 20 minutes, and I don't think I can really edit anything out. But you know, I think that's pretty much everything that like.
Okay, we still got a little
as
bit.
General speaking. Oh no, it's not. Freshman year, my first freshman year.
Okay, chat. How does I don't know about freshman, sophomore. Is it senior? Is it? I'm Australian. I don't know.
I failed almost everything.
Is freshman like the first year of high school? Is that what that is? Like fresh? I'm so sorry, chat. Is that like 15? Yes. Fresh, sophomore, junior. Oh, there's 4. Okay, is it 15? 14. I'm sure it's different all over. 14. Freshman is 9th. Okay, all right. No, that makes... Okay, cool. Got it. Thank you.
Pretty much everything that like as a general speaking. Oh no, it's not. Freshman year, my first freshman year.
Right.
I failed almost everything because I was so caught up in the people around me, and I was so on the defensive like all the time, trying to gauge, you know, everyone else, that I wasn't doing.
So what I don't think I verbalized here is I was experiencing extreme hypervigilance all day, every day.
Okay, Batman.
I was...
No, that's vigilante. Sorry, that's different.
Dealing with levels of bullying and home life stress and just constant chaos. And then the workload got harder. So like school wasn't like a cakewalk easy thing for me anymore.
Right.
It kind of just like caught up to me. And so I started shutting down a lot. And like, I think what was happening is I was coming home from school and I was just trying to numb myself out as much as possible, eating as much as possible, watching as much TV as possible, doing everything I could to just kind of escape from my problems.
Yeah.
Reading as much as possible. And anything that was assigned, I didn't want to read it. I wanted to read what I wanted to read.
Okay. All right. Well,
you know, if it was an assignment, it was no longer fun.
That might be a defiant streak, but you know, whatever.
So I couldn't.
I mean, look, I was a teenager too. I get it.
Unfortunately, figure out a way to like weaponize that. But I will say, lit was my favorite class.
Homework.
Was it fully lit?
At all, because I was drained. I had no energy. I was just sad constantly.
I was traumatized.
And I just hated myself so much.
Yeah.
And the only things that really made me feel better were eating and watching TV and being alone.
Girl, I swear to God, I'm blind reacting to this. I promise you guys.
You're reacting to like retelling your stories from 10 and 20 years ago, man. You lived it. Like it makes sense that it makes sense that you know what you're talking about.
When I was home. And you know, I was failing classes all the time, and I didn't have confidence in myself. I didn't believe I could finish a research paper. I went through my entire career of high school.
Modern Rosie did a whole thesis on the concept of love, which we still haven't got to read, by the way, Rosie. I would like to read it.
I never finished a full research paper.
Okay.
I used to talk about that a lot. That was like a point of frustration. Remember, there was one time I got close, but I never completed it. And that was like a big problem, obviously. Like, I liked
pretty honestly
lit, and I liked writing, but I guess it was like some weird block of like, I think like a manifestation of that insecurity and lacking sense of self.
I remember one time I had a teacher who really did her best to help me, and I just didn't believe in myself to follow through, and I didn't, and I ended up dropping out after going for 4 years.
Of high school?
Because I couldn't do it. And I got my GED a few months later, and it was a breeze, and it was very easy.
Okay.
Near the end of my 4th year, like what ended up happening was basically I switched between like the tech high school degree versus the other one. I don't remember what the non-tech one is called.
Right.
Like 2 or 3 times, which like means you need to do different criteria, which means you have to like take different types of classes to get the qualifying credits to actually graduate.
Yes.
By the end of it, I think I was off. I think by the end of it, based on the kind of degree that I was at a certain point that like I couldn't switch back from for whatever reason, I was in need.
It does. I mean, if you're sitting here and saying that you're changing the like the whole degree 2 or 3 times across 4 years, like, yeah, I'd imagine you probably run into this problem. And I also imagine there was probably someone who was helping with that, telling you that this is how it would go down if you kept changing back and forth like 3 times.
Need of basically doing almost a full year's worth of work, but most of the credits were like bullshit credits. They were like extracurricular. They were like credits that like weren't even the main academically sourced ones, like except for maybe like math, like a couple of the parts of things that I was actually like not good at generally.
And I'm sure that person, who was probably a counselor of some kind that you're more than likely familiar with, probably would have told you like, it's cool, like you would have to do another full year of study to catch up on things that you missed because you keep changing what the outcome is, but that's okay. You could just like finish up and then get your GED afterwards, and it's really not that big of a deal.
And like I think like language was one of them, and like I needed a certain kind of tech degree because like that's how I ended up doing home ec at one point.
Right.
And so I came back and I was just like sobbing to my mom about it. I was scared. I was like, I don't think I'm.
Why would you not just finish it and then go get your GED if you needed the additional credits? Because I feel like that is something like night school or something like that is kind of designed. Again, other side of the planet, don't know anything. But okay.
Strong enough to survive repeating a 5th year of high school. Like I was already so like imagine the amount of bullying I would have experienced. Some of my worst bullies were in the year under me. Like there was a lot in my grade, but the year under me, like there's a couple of people I can think of like specifically, like especially because I flunked a lot of my first year. So my second year, I basically repeated the 9th grade, right?
High expired milk.
And
so if you repeated the 9th grade, how's it 4 years in high school? Wouldn't that be 5? Or did she drop out in junior year? Girl, I don't know. And how it is not important. It is ultimately the most unimportant thing ever. God, who cares?
Because of how I had flunked out. I basically repeated the 9th grade, right?
Right.
And because of how I had flunked out. And I think that was like one of the things that drove to that insecurity of me feeling stupid, because it took me a long time to realize and accept that like I didn't flunk out because I was dumb. I flunked out because of environment.
Like, did junior and sophomore year count towards the GED in the States? Is that how that works? Because from my remembrance, and high school was a hot minute ago, we, like, our final schooling score, if you weren't, like, working in a trade, for instance, if you were an apprenticeship or something, like, in an apprenticeship, in a trades-based apprenticeship, you would generally... sometimes some people would, some people wouldn't, but go towards like a final grading of school. But your final grading, which was at least at that point in time called something different in every fucking state in the country, because that made it really easy. Your grades were only really considered from your final 2 years of schooling, which would be junior, senior, right? Not freshman, sophomore, because that's 9 and 10. No, wait. Yeah, and then 11 and 12. Yeah, I think I've got it right.
Environmental circumstance.
The GED is a test, no school required. You can study the guide on your own. Stop ignoring me. Sorry, go to bed, girl. I just saw the tag. Sorry, honey. Still is? Okay, GED is instead of high school. Oh, it's not something people who graduate high school normally have. Right, so what, do you just get like your final grade, or do you get like a percentage or a score or something at the end of it? Okay, right. Whereas the GED is meant to cover general high school knowledge across all years. Right. Just a test you need to pass. There is no requirement for a number of years completed. Just pass the test. Right. Okay. Right.
To realize and accept that like I didn't flunk out because I was dumb. I flunked out because of environmental circumstance. And so that's a deep wound, I feel. And
GED is just a test, not a class. Yes, correct. Does Australia do that? Well, Australia, I remember in my final year of schooling, you sit and take, oh God, what was it called? You sit and take a final, you sit and take finals, right? And they are, or at least that point in time, they were state based. I don't know if they're nationally based at this point in time. God, who knows? We started talking about bullying in school, and now we're trying to figure out international structures of high school.
my mom looked at me.
Haley says GED equivalent in Australia would be TPC or TAFE or doing open foundation. Oh, okay. Right, gotcha.
And I just remember her going, she just goes, you can.
We have those two SATs. What's the difference between an... Oh, no, SAT is like finals week, right? And then a GED is not related to... What is a G... I need a general definition. General Education Development or General Equivalency Diploma. It's a test and is certified in the US and Canada. Oh, there you go. That proves a person has high school level academic skills even if they did not finish high school. Right. The test covers math, science, social studies, and language arts. The goal is passing the test gives you a high school equivalent diploma. Okay, cool. That was so much easier. Why was I so confused? I think it's because of the way Rosie's telling this story, to be honest. The SAT is for getting into college. Right, and you would sit that in your senior year, is that right? Or outside of that, if you were like a mature age student or something? Okay, Halo, I appreciate you, honey. Thank you so much for deciphering this with me.
Because of...
Right. Gotcha. SAT is for college admissions. Got it.
how I had flunked out. And I think that was like one of the things that drove that insecurity of me feeling stupid, because it took me a long time to realize and accept that, like, I didn't flunk out because I was dumb. I flunked out because of environmental.
Oh, you can take it before junior or senior year. Oh, that's interesting. Well, there you go. Yeah, because when like back in my day, when you get your like final score for schooling, which allowed you to apply for things in university, you would have like prerequisites, but also your final score would allow you to apply for specific universities or institutions. Like they would have a cap. And your final would weigh in against like your overall scores for the 2 year, or your overall grades for the 2 years of your like high school.
And
God, that's confusing.
I think that was like one of the things that drove that insecurity of me feeling stupid, because it took me a long time to realize and accept that, like, I didn't flunk out because I was dumb. I flunked out because of environmental circumstance.
Right.
And so...
And I don't know why we're having this conversation about tertiary education, because like that isn't... That's why I'm getting confused, because I'm thinking the GED is something for tertiary education. And I'm trying to understand it through Rosie.
Because I was dumb. I flunked out because of environmental circumstance. And so... that's a deep wound, I feel. And my mom looked at me, and I just remember her going, she just goes, you can drop out. And I looked at her and I went, what? Because like hearing that from my mom was crazy. I thought like my mom was like the first person in her family and like her line of family to graduate high school. And then like when I was 17, she graduated from college. And so like my mom was just very much like, you have to get your high school diploma. You have to do this. You have to do that. That's how my mom was when I was younger. She's different now, but that's how she was when I was younger. And
she was also apparently very controlling of the barbecue sauce. Things I've learnt today. What a GED is, how it's different from an SAT, and the fact that Rosie's family has a thing about barbecue sauce.
I looked at her and I was like, really? To me, that option wasn't even on the table. But like, I don't remember if I verbalized it or not, but like, it genuinely made me want to like unalive. Like, I was so scared of that concept. And so when she reaffirmed that with me, I was like, say less. but pretty much.
Okay.
And then I immediately I dropped out, turned around, I went through the local community colleges. So in Georgia, at least at the time, you could get your GED paid for. I think it was like a $90 fee or something. You can get
Right.
it paid for if you do up to 40 hours of pre-coursework, essentially like pre-testing work. And so they gave me all this work. I got it done super quick because it really was. I was surprised at how easy everything was to get the GED. Like for me specifically, like the coursework, the actual test itself was not hard. Like
Right.
high school was harder than getting a GED.
Right.
And so I did all that work, right? Then they give me a bunch of extra work. I do that. They give me some more. I do that. And they're like, it was like either 2 or 4 hours short, but we're out of work to give you. So we're just going to pass you and move you forward to, and they approved me for that like grant or whatever. So basically I didn't have to worry about paying to get my GED, did the testing, and then, passed, did everything. And yeah, so I am not a high school graduate. I never walked. I also never got to go to prom, which is why in 2019, I
Okay.
believe was when I went to my adult prom.
You went to an adult prom at 2019? Where's that story time? What did you wear? I would like to see it.
Few like plus size spaces, but
Rosie, could we get that story time? Do you have a vlog about that?
I never got to go to prom. And
Okay.
I don't think it would have been a good time for me. I did go to a homecoming dance once or twice.
I'm gonna sound real stupid now. What is the difference between homecoming and prom? And why is it called homecoming? Who's coming home?
But I didn't get to walk. I didn't get to graduate high school. And
New trauma unlocked, prom trauma. Well, it sounded like she didn't like the environment or anybody there. I could imagine not wanting to go to that. The team, the sports. It's sports, girl. What does that mean? The football team. Okay, so the football team's big at prom, is what you're saying. Homecoming is football. You guys are just saying words. You guys are just saying words.
but
Homecoming is at the beginning of the school year, like October. See, that's the other thing that fucks with me. Because at least, look, here down under, the school year is just the calendar year. Yeah? It's just January through December. You're starting school in fucking October. Not even the middle of the year. Like, not even July. October? Why October? Christmas is just around the corner. That's crazy. Sorry, so back to homecoming is in autumn. At the last football game, a queen is elected. Oh, wait, hold on. So homecoming queen / king and prom king / queen are different things. See, but that's the thing. I did watch One Tree Hill and the OC, Tim Libby. I didn't realize they were different shit. Oh, it's September. You start in September. I don't know if that's better or worse, to be honest. Oh, he's too gay for this, clearly, Debbie. Clearly, too probably gay to understand the difference between homecoming and prom. Lottie says, Poppy, I think they like to have their summer break during the summer. Oh, well, that would make sense, Lottie. Yeah, Northern Hemisphere. No, I get it.
I didn't get to walk. I didn't get to graduate high school.
I'm sorry. We're back to Rosie's traumas.
I don't think it would have been a good time for me. I did go to a homecoming dance once or twice.
Okay. So wait, so is homecoming not a rally? Because that's sports. Why is there a homecoming dance? Why do you want to, like, sports team has returned from battle or whatever, so they have a dance? This is where I'm getting confused, because there's too many dances.
But I didn't.
Why do you all have so many dances? There's also a pep rally. Well, I understand a rally. I do. Or a parade. Why isn't it a homecoming parade? Wait, you all do have that. That's an actual thing. A dance? Wait, is it parade first and then dance? The rally's the one to send them off, right? Is that the away going rally? Go away rally.
I did go to a homecoming dance.
Battle is frying me.
Once or twice. But I didn't get to walk. I didn't get to graduate high school. And I think that used to be.
Deborah, thank you for the super chat, honey. Deborah said, at 15, mum passed. Disabled. Cook and clean. Carer for 13 years. No respite. Work as a PC. I'm disabled. Rosie, grow the fuck up. Deborah, thank you for the super chat, honey. I hope you're safe. I hope you're well. I hope you and yours are having a lovely weekend. Thank you for the super chat. Have a big cup of tea. I mean, the interesting thing with Rosie reflecting on all of this is that absolutely Rosie would speak about these situations in the same way now 2 years later. And I personally think the way that Rosie's telling the stories back in 2012, a lot less insufferable. More sufferable? Yes, more sufferable. Thank you for the super chat, honey.
More of a sore spot. I feel like nowadays.
You act like there has to be a good reason for a party. No, I just feel like all of these things that I'm aware of in, like, American pop culture that I actually don't know too much about. I've just accepted them because I watch TV. I would like to know a little bit more about, you know?
Those types of topics have a little less stigma around them. And there's a little bit more understanding and compassion and education around it. But it does suck, you know? It sucks because I know had I had my support needs met, had I had adults in the sphere of school and in my life that had either had the resources to help me more or had the care to help me more, it could have been different. It didn't have to play out the way that it did.
Right, but it did, and it's in the past, and we need to process that and move forward.
That makes me sad, you know? Like,
okay.
But I feel like in a lot of ways, I have mourned that, and I've moved on.
Sullivan said, Poppy, it's extra confusing because there's a lot of regional variation. The prom homecoming stuff is pretty universal, though. Interesting. Well, yeah, I know there are things like, there's things like that are seasonal, and there are things that are like state-based, right? What am I thinking of? I can't remember the name. Gigi, thank you for 46 months, honey. Gigi says, I'll write you a US score cheat sheet in the Discord. Thanks, Gigi. Appreciate you, honey. Happy 46.
Like,
this topic will never come up ever again. But, I mean, it might. We're watching Rosie. Maybe someone will ask her about her fucking traumas in a future live stream, and we'll have the same conversation.
But I feel like in a lot of ways, I have mourned that, and I've moved on from the pain of that as like a 32-year-old woman, you know?
Have you?
I would say here 22-year-old Rosie was still reeling a little bit. Not maybe as much as when I was like 18 or 19, but I don't think I had even.
Oh, Lottie, don't even start. The concept of the Commonwealth Games. The concept of the Commonwealth. Yeah.
Fully healed from everything like that happened with my first ex at this point, you know? So there's still a lot that I was processing and going through, a lot. It's just a lot.
But I had to leave high school because of how bad the environment was. And I couldn't finish. And it's a regret I have to this day.
Right.
And I hate it. But
I mean, it's fine. It's happened. You got a GED. You've lived a decade between now and then.
You can't change the past.
It's true.
You can only look forward to the future. And I genuinely believe that. So.
Okay, well, good you believe that, because unless you invent time travel, it's reality.
If you have more questions in regards to like what went down when I was in high school and things that were said to me, if you want to continue the discussion, my friends and kind viewers, feel free to put your questions.
That was targeted. Sorry. I will say I was trying to not engage with the hate. And there is something to say about the bravery of me saying shit like this, knowing who was watching me.
No, that tracks for Rosie, actually. It's a lot of, like, weirdly parasocial. Like I remember listening to Rosie saying things like, "Oh, if you've got something to say to me, or if you disagree with something I say, I'm open to an email. Like you can send me an email." It's like, girl, you don't need everybody's opinion. You really don't. You don't need to fight every person on the internet to be right. Like you can just let people be wrong or right and just like let it lie. But it's Rosie. She can't actually do that.
Questions, and I will make a continuation of this video. Hopefully I can make it a little bit shorter. Because I don't think I'm going to edit this at all.
Me currently uploading fucking 11-hour streams, 30-minute vlogs, worried about a 20-minute video, where nowadays it's like my minimum requirement is 20 minutes for a video. Like, so, okay, bestie.
Okay, well, chat, actually, just as a note, if Rosie doesn't give us carrot cake, I'm ready and rearing to go on Rosie Cooks Christmas.
I feel like everything.
And that's 3 hours worth of content, so that's at least 2 streams. Or a 5-hour, which, chat, those 5-hour streams are not well. That's not... There's something unwell about that. For me at least. I don't feel good after those.
Is important.
And it is. It is important. These experiences were important. And I'm shocked. I thought this was going to be a lot more trauma dumpy. There was a couple moments. I feel like I've explained more of that, just adding context to what I wasn't sharing, like what I was guarding for myself. And I'm actually surprised. Like, I'm surprised.
And hopefully only those who are really dedicated to bettering themselves and wanting to understand where I come from in my journey of doing this will actually watch it. And I really care about you guys. And I hope you saw my most recent post, because genuinely I can't thank you enough for everything that you have said and all the outreach and all the love and just...
Oh, that's sweet. Rosie really doesn't thank her audience like that too much anymore.
I
mean, individuals who like send her laptops and stuff, sure.
Heart is...
She doesn't have a lot of this energy for her general audience anymore, I don't think.
Just so warm and filled with love, and nothing anyone could say to me now will ever hurt me compared to all the joy you all bring me. And I love you all so much.
Parasocially.
And I cannot...
That's not cute. That's not cute. That's actually worrisome.
Not thank you enough.
And we did touch a little bit about that in my...
Reginald, you are very funny.
My 11-hour live stream that I did recently, because I think that that's something that I didn't fully understand at this point. And also, I don't even know if the word parasocial really existed yet. But
sure it did. I think it was actually first noted in like the 70s, I want to say.
It's important to like say like there's feelings of affection and care.
Actually, maybe before the 70s, because it was originally built around like, was it like magazines or editorials or something like that? Yeah, I think maybe it was before the 70s. That only rings a bell because I remember looking it up on stream one time.
And joy.
Like, what was the history of the phrase parasocial?
Joy and positivity that come from these connections, but I do take love seriously, and it's like I think it is important to make those distinctions, like because at the end of the day we don't know each other. There's a parasocial connection that exists and can have a...
Nope. I mean, there is, but you shouldn't foster parasocial relationships because they are just... You are creating entertainment and the audience is engaging with it. That's for you to like put your boundaries in place, but that's a separate conversation with Rosie.
Real levity and impact in our real lives, but I like to...
She invented the word.
Acknowledge that at least.
I cannot thank you enough.
So
I hope that you all have a wonderful evening, that you all have great...
it was the 50s. Thank you, City.
Days. I mean, lots of smiles.
What'd she call me?
And I hope that you all stay true to who you are, because you guys are great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess I used to have kind of like a
Oh, okay. I see a Chantal stream, or reaction. Milk Tea's on the screen. Shout out Milk. Tiny Blue's there. Mr. Snowflake's there.
A bit of an outro there. Hope you have a great night, great rest of your days wherever you are, and stay true.
Peace.
Maybe I should redo that. Maybe I should start doing that in my vlogs. I don't know. What do you guys think?
What paradoxical.
Wow, this has been a lot.
It has. My butt's asleep.
I'm glad I did.
2.5 hours. I really need to stop running my mouth so much. We've turned an hour and 30-minute piece of content into almost double that. That's crazy.
That
So Poppy.
that was good for me in the sense of I feel it's I feel nice in seeing that like there was levels of maturity and growth, even though because I think when I think back to my like past self in those places, I tend to remember a lot of the negatives. It's hard for me to remember like the effort that I put into myself to try and grow and be better and do better in that sense. Like obviously there was a lot of flundering and flounder, and I was trying to put my best face forward on YouTube, right? But it's just interesting. It's interesting to watch that.
Best face forward on YouTube by trauma dumping. Interesting.
Almost 10 years later. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
10 years later, worse, I would say, probably now.
So if you enjoyed this
far too comfortable of sharing
video, please let me know. I have more videos that I can retro react to like that. And then
I think you should. Modern Rosie, I know you're awake. You should.
I think some
you
of them
absolutely should.
will show different sides of me. There's one called like where I rant about some mega BS, and I think that'll be harder for me to watch and get through, to be honest. But
some liquid hello.
I don't know. I'm leaving this feeling good. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night wherever you are. A great day, and stay true. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Okay, chat. That's it. That is it. I have talked too much, but that's our fun little Rosie react to Retro Rosie. Rosie on Rosie. There's a couple of more ones similar to this, so we might continue at some point in time. We've also obviously got Chantal in Cuba to catch up with. We've got the 3rd episode of that. We've got fucking Quirky Christmas, which we also need to watch. So we've got so many things to watch. But for now, my butt's asleep, so I'm going to go. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today, chat. I appreciate you all. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. Please make sure you brush your hair, edge your teeth, wash your face, get your steps in, hug a loved one. Don't be a dumpster fire on the internet. Make good choices. Be good people. I appreciate you all being here. I hope you have a fabulous day. I might be back like later tonight. I might not be. Who knows? We'll see how the day takes me. But thank you for being here. I appreciate you all. Thank you for being wonderful. And I will see you all in the next video and or live stream.